Alrighty, now we're live. There we are.
Wahoo!
Yeah, but generally, Ryan, yes, just like taking what they said as like the bullet point, if you will, and then going out from there. You know what I mean? Digging deeper. Speaking of digging deeper, well, I guess we did that last week, right?
Yeah. Speaking of last week, what did we do last week?
Some arguing.
Oh, I forgot we had a bottle episode.
We burrowed out of the temple into an adjoining cave system, and we were like, wow, super rad, wow. And then as we went, we were like, oh shit, that's the whole ass skeleton of a dragon. And we were like, that's concerning. So we spent like a good amount of time making sure nothing was going to pop off. But then we were like, oh, there's gold here. And then we managed to read what the tablet said that was like posted up with the body. And it was like, yo, it's cursed gold. And we're like, do we want to be cursed? And then a Yeti appeared and we killed the Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
And then not long after that, Atlas talked to Rain and was like, hey girl, you up? Can I come visit? And everybody was like, oh god damn. And then he did. And then Anwar was like, hey homie, I don't know if I'm wicked comfortable with this whole Mazadon situation. And he was like, well, that's too fucking bad, isn't it? And then like basically Anwar was like, I would appreciate if you didn't use my people as a contingency plan. And he's like, well, I'm gonna. And then like people were like super like in the middle of things. Like we got like a party that's like on different sides of the coin here. And then Atlas left, but before he left, he was like, just so you know, I'm not going to say anything about Maz, which was sketchy, because I would think that he would. But he was like, no, for your sake. And it's like, nah, bitch, it's for your sake.
Well,
but
I mean, to be fair, throughout that conversation, he had kind of implied that everyone has those cards they're keeping the chest. So it's like he knows things that Maz doesn't know. He knows things that Maz doesn't know Atlas knows.
One of your groups who you keep sending on the big moving missions is like, hey, we want to get rid of Maz, and he's like, let's not discuss this, and also I won't discuss it with him, even though you are just proved to be a potential threat to him.
Well,
that's a little weird.
I think what
we're not going to argue it in the recap. We're not going to argue it in the recap.
I just don't think that was entirely accurate. What was said. He was like, "That's a dangerous road to go down." That's a dangerous road. You're right. I apologize. But I mean, he was like, that's a dangerous road to go down. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to discuss it. And I'm going to do you a favor by not mentioning it to Maz and letting you guys sort your shit out. Which, because we were on different that's what I recall.
Well, I mean, yeah. But it would still probably behoove him to be like, hey homie. There's some disagreements in your fucking ranks, my guy. Maybe watch this crew instead of I won't say anything for your benefit. No, I think it's because it suits his needs personally. But anyway, he left, and then Anwar left because there was an issue. Because like he was like, "This is how I feel," and Atlas was like, "Sit down, boy." And then
yeah, if this was Darkest Dungeon, Anwar's been on like 150 stress. Like he's already hit like
he's
first
teetering. He's up there.
And he's like, I'm just gonna, maybe I can get it back under 100. And it's just like this past talk, it's just like, nope, we're up to 200. You know, like full on stress. He's like, I'm gonna leave.
And then he did. And then Rain went to go talk to him, and she's like, hey, I agree with Atlas, but do this. And that was kind of where we ended it, was everybody kind of coming back to camp and people resting.
Yep, and you guys got a long rest. You took a whole bunch of gold. I think you guys took all of it between you guys. Some people did not partake. Rain did not take any of the gold.
So actually, we offlined about this.
Yeah.
We have decided that we are going to split the gold 6 ways.
Okay.
Since there are 6 of us. If Nora doesn't like it, she can fight us. But we are holding on to Rain and Kamira's share until we are sure that it is
It's not cursed, right? 2 people need to be on the off of it just to make sure.
Because
Okay.
Rain is homeless and Chimera has kids. So them being unsure about taking maybe cursed gold seems like a shitty reason for them to not have a ton of gold. So
Bless you.
Okay.
Blessings.
Alrighty. So with that, yep, you guys. I think the last thing we did was kind of divvy up. I guess there was some white gold in there. It's mostly platinum and silver.
Mhm.
I think it's in the chat just a little above what it was.
Did we ever just
But-
write out what the actual breakdown is for each individual person then, or do we still need to do the math on that?
I'm not too worried about it if somebody wants
was
to
more for
take
the
it upon
party.
themselves.
But I can't remember if we had.
I didn't. I don't know.
All right.
I mean, some of it's divisible by 6, so some of it's really easy. Like, each of
Yeah.
you can have 2,000 gold worth of diamonds, 1,000 gold worth of platinum bars and coins, and 500 gold worth of silver bars and coins.
Yeah,
So
we'll
I
break
guess
it
that'd
down.
be then 250 worth of silver jewelry, 250 worth of white gold jewelry. So there
I
you
would
go.
just
I
say,
just did it.
if you guys want to put, since there's 6 of us and 2 of the 6 people aren't taking their gold right now, Almar can hang on to half of it in the bag of holding, and then you guys can take a 6. You guys are Audra Hunter and Nora can take a 6th and put it into their inventory. Does that make sense?
Yep. I'll do.
Let me know
I'll
if
do
you
some
need
quick
to
math.
offload anything from your bag. I'm pretty sure I can help with packing some stuff if you need.
Do you want to carry 250 pounds of lost texts?
All in all, it's
No. No, I don't.
all in all, it's 4,000 gold worth of stuff for everybody.
Especially
each
now that I
person.
know which of the texts we could probably maybe get rid of because I
I
did
think
read
we-
through all of it.
Didn't we cover that gold is very, very light? So like 100
Yep.
pounds should be quite a lot of gold.
Sufficient.
Well, listen, guys. The real question is, what's heavier, 100 pounds of gold or 100 pounds of platinum?
100, they're the same. What's worth more is different. They weigh the
Yes,
same.
absolutely.
Um,
What are you
Platinum's
talking about?
not
No,
good.
it's platinum. Platinum. Yeah, platinum's
Well,
heavier.
But the platinum savior.
But his feathers.
Oh.
Feathers are lighter.
so in any case, you divvy all that, and you've long rested until the following morning, and you start making your way down the mountain. We've already done the whole mechanics of doing con saves for that stuff, so I'm not going to make you do all that all over again. But you are going to get close to Icewind Village. As you start to approach there, Nora is going to say, I am not very well liked in these parts. I usually slink in undetected when I need to come by. But for now, I think I'm just going to do a little bit of illusion magic to just kind of blend in. But to be honest, I'm not as good with the lying. I'm more good with the sneaking. So I'll let you do the talking for me if anybody asks. And then she's gonna just reemerge very quickly as a furbolg, as an old furbolg woman.
I mean, you could always pay your debts, right? Clean slate.
No, not really, because they want the
I kind of took a
staff.
priceless, one-of-a-kind artifact, so no, I can't really pay my debts.
Where do we stand on that, though, right?
It's mine now.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have a lot to talk about. As it stands, we have that priceless artifact, an awakened version
Yeah.
of that artifact. Do you want to just keep going?
I think we can keep moving.
Maybe
Oh, boy.
we just keep going.
I'm not against it.
Go to that one town we met Atlas and Maz in.
Holbeck. It's basically like the only major city in the North Berserkshire Bold North area.
Just remember how they were so excited for us to kill that dragon, and that we did not do that at all.
Correct.
They're
Because
like, "You're
I
gonna kill the
want
dragon,
to live
right?"
today.
Right.
I mean, we also told them that wasn't what we were doing there.
I know, but they didn't seem to take no for an answer. That's what was
They
so
were
weird
just like,
about
that
it.
would be super rad of you, and we were like, sure.
We'll see. I don't
Well,
know.
I think I clarified as a DM that they were like, take it or leave it, but like, we're not going to be
Right.
upset if you don't do it.
Just
I
we have
think
their
maybe-
artifact and we didn't kill the dragon. That's so much bad news. I would just rather just never speak to
Skirt
them
around
ever
it. I
again.
agree 100% because as soon as it's like you get to that town, I was like, ooh.
So do you guys want to like completely sidestep the town and not go through it at all? Because like I would say the main path is through there, but if you want to like venture off the path and go around it, you can do that.
And
Who
we just
wants to
walk
go
through
back?
and be like, man, that was the worst. We got our asses handed to us and we had to come back. Like,
I just don't want to lie to them that we couldn't find it. I mean, we could
I
return
agree
it.
with that as well. No, it's mine now.
Okay, or we could keep it forever. But, I don't really want to tell them
For
that happened.
now, I figure I can mail it to them after
Really,
I
will you
maybe
though?
summon some. I don't want it
got-
after
you
I
gotta-
retire.
You gonna lick the stamps and drop it on that box? Is that what you're gonna do?
Hand deliver it and be like, I used this weapon to take on the great old one.
Think about in the summertime where drink gets really warm, and you're like, boy, I wish I could just cool this off with a godly artifact. Here we go. Dink. Ah, perfect temperature.
You know what? Ryan's right. Ryan's right. I should keep it.
We're not good people.
We're fine. We didn't steal it.
In any case,
We were told
so
to
so
pick
you
up in
you-
mass
so
anyway.
so you guys just go around the whole town.
Unless
Okay.
someone really wants to go. Who wants to go back? Speak
I'm
up
not
now.
gonna be able to look Mima in the eye and be like, I absolutely have what you're looking for, and I cannot give it to you.
The only thing you're really missing out is on a little bit of warmth and some food and stuff. Like I'd say by the time you get to that area, you're looking at like a late lunchtime, 2 or 3 o'clock. But I mean, you guys have rations and stuff, right?
Who needs lunch?
Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna go back. They're gonna be like, "Did you kill the dragon? No.
No.
Did you get the spear? Well, at least that bitch Nora's dead, right?" We're like, "Eh."
Well,
They actually brought her back from the dead.
Oh,
So I
man.
think we're just gonna
skip it.
keep
I think
cruising.
we could skip it. We could cruise. Yeah.
Alrighty then, you guys go right on around there. Let's bring this back.
Oh, you know what? Let's talk to them about what happened. Let's tell them what exactly we saw. Why not?
Let's talk to Maz and tell him we let that bard go.
All right.
Let's see.
I would say after the war, maybe Chimera sends
Right?
it back.
Like we can
But-
wait a minute. We can wait a minute.
But I don't really want to have that fight with them now. It's like, hey, listen, we found your spear. It's even better than it was before. We're keeping it. But thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're able to bypass that. You'll maybe hit a little more rocky terrains, but you're eventually be able to get back down into the kind of the marshy, kind of flatland area. That was
home.
kind of cold that you were in before. You're able to get there by the time that you're going to need to kind of camp for the night. Is there anything you guys are wanting to be doing on your next long rest? Anybody you guys are trying to contact? Anything like that?
Oh.
I need to chatter to Anwar. It was gonna
Okay.
be plus Rain, but Rain's not here, so I'll use Anwar as the sounding board first.
Okay.
We do gotta kind of figure out what our next plan is
Yep.
at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Also, as a reminder, because it wasn't in the recap, Poe sent out a thing being like, "Hey, Maz wants
In-
to see you guys."
Yeah, we should probably tell him we're on our way.
I
I think initially we were like, it's gonna be a minute, I think. Or did we say, yeah, okay?
think you guys basically said, "Yeah, okay, we'll be in touch." Like it wasn't anything definite at all.
I
Yeah,
guess
Like
you-
we-
we're
you said
working
we
on
were-
it.
We were working on the spear thing, which
I guess we can let him know we're almost back then in that case.
yeah, you want to just send to Poe, say like, "Hey, we're alive. We're coming back."
I thought we did do that last time, but I could be wrong.
you guys were really like you didn't really divulge anything. You didn't make it sound like you were done with your stuff. It just sounded like we're working on it.
Okay, so then we can do that.
Okay.
Are we just going to meet him back in the same spot where we last saw Maz? Is that the move? So we just give him.
I mean, I
ETA?
can assume that he'll have a preferred meeting place if not there, but.
All right, so then for now, Richard, it is just a send to say, mission complete, where shall we meet? And other things that rhyme within 25 words.
Okay.
By Dr. Seuss.
You'll just hear back, forces are gathering in Holbeck. Meet us there.
Heck. Just to make it rhyme again.
Is that the circle?
Yeah, that's the circle.
Okay.
I never did put I just put Fertile Crescent. I should put Holbeck there.
All good. So we can be there in a day and change? Day and a half, let's say? If we're coming down a mountain when she comes?
About another day. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be...
Okay. So I'll use a second sending to tell him we will be there in about
I'll say, yeah, you'll get there around, like, late dinner time.
We'll be there in about a day, if we don't delay.
Zadra okay? She seems rhymey today.
Yeah, did she get a concussion?
Audra, we're going to light a fire and I need you to look into it. We need to check your eyes.
Is
Did you get
something
hit with
wrong
a
with my
coconut?
eyes? Do I seem
I
to
don't
be
know yet.
surprised?
Change of plans. We just offer here.
What if she
the
needs
curse
to
is
be
activated.
anesthetized?
Oh, that's the curse? I gotta rhyme for the rest of the campaign?
Oh, what a terrible curse.
Uh,
Yeah,
That's
POTUS
fine.
is like, okay then. Cheerio.
He's like, that was weird.
Maz, I think they've been hanging around a bod lately.
No.
Alright, so you guys do that. Anything else during your long rest? I'll say that there's probably nothing of note as far as, like, people on lookout and stuff. Chimera, you had something you want to talk about?
Yeah. If I can steal you for just a moment, Anwar.
Of course.
Okay.
Is this like just so we can paint a scene and not have just white walls around us? So this is, you guys have kind of made camp. You got some tents set up, things like that. It's kind of chilly. You've got kind of a breeze that goes through here, but not so bad that you have to roll for anything as long as you're in kind of some warm gear. So this is like at nighttime when somebody's on watch. So it's like kind of pitch black out and not
Maybe
much more than just kind of some torches.
Maybe
lighting.
like more towards like the evening, like post dinner.
Okay.
Like that.
All right, so there's kind of a beautiful sunset that's cresting over the mountains to the west, and you guys, it's kind of calm and quiet as you guys prepare your camp.
How goes it, Miss Champion?
Oh, still coming to terms with all of that,
Should it
especially
be more like your frostiness?
it would be
your
really neat, real cool
cream?
if I had frostiness on me. But no, I did a bit of light reading yesterday, and apparently they did like sacrifices, and
Oh,
maybe the followers aren't so great. So maybe we don't associate me with her quite yet.
you know, Miss Chimera, the more I read back in history, the more you find out how much sacrifices come up. It comes up a lot.
There was a whole lot
Like-
mentioned.
They're like, what do we get a god? I don't know, blood sacrifice. That's what it seemed what every society landed on was, you know.
Well, that's
So
what they did. But didn't want to pull you away to talk about that. First of all, I won't tell you that I'm on your side in this. I think that desperate people do desperate action, and while good intentions are good, that isn't what is recorded in history. But we most definitely need to make sure that whatever steps we make are the correct ones.
Am I the desperate person in this metaphor?
No, I was actually thinking it was more Atlas, considering he's the one that started all of this.
Oh.
But I rifle through like my bag and I like pull out one of the tablets that I like pilfered out the night before while on my watch. I mentioned I was doing some reading, and I stumbled upon this tale in particular, and I'm bringing this to you because, I mean, well, I think I'm crazy, so maybe you can tell me if I'm insane or not. But this story recounts some woodland elf that finds this underground lake, and they find a creature called an aboleth, and it overtakes their minds, and they are their thrall until somebody comes and saves them.
Okay.
Our dear friend overtook the mind of somebody that we know.
Cerebro. And Happy Dan.
Yes. I was going to bring this to Rain as well because I think she might know the most about that sort of thing. But is this something that we need to plan for, or am I just chasing tails here?
Cerebro's been really quiet for a long time.
He's been very quiet.
He has been in my dream messages, or he was in my DMs a while ago, but he hasn't been so much since. Not really since our field trip to Castle Hill. You say Atlas, though. Why?
Because I don't know what all is required to make that sort of mental connection and to have that sort of control. But let's say that somebody who knows where 2 genie lamps are puts all of their strongest forces together in a singular place and their mind is overtaken.
I mean, Atlas did just kind of appear out of the blue one day. But
He did.
It sounds like he's been fighting this fight for a long, long time.
It did.
If Cerebro, who, as we should understand, is much stronger than he used to be, and has much more information on us than he used to, it would behoove him to suddenly have a very powerful ally appear, a trusted one at that, be a happy Dan, a meat puppet.
And so, I mean, it doesn't have to be Atlas necessarily, but I think moving forward to Moltra, it's maybe something that we might need to plan for. I'd rather have a plan than not have the plan if the plan was needed.
One thing about Atlas that I thought about is that he said he was a mind reader, or he could read minds. And the first time you met him, while I was with the Giants Forging thing, is that he specifically asked you about genies, like out of the blue. Just was like, "Hey, have you heard anything about genies?"
He did do that, and so did the boss at the bar, at the club.
Do you think he might have been reading your mind then?
I don't see why not. It could also be the way that he knows that Mazadon has one.
If I had to guess, I would say he probably found out from Mazadon that he wanted to keep it a secret. And now any new powerful allies he brings into his fold, he uses mind reading and then point blank asks, "Hey, do you have any powerful artifacts? Like genies by chance?"
It's a sound plan. I wouldn't fault him for it necessarily. But it just made me think is all.
Something is, pardon the phrase, fishy about Atlas.
I think
Is that
so
racist?
too.
I didn't mean to do that.
I think it's correct though.
Apropos.
Either way, I mean, it could just be a story, but it made me remember Happy Dan. And it could be anybody.
It's not a terrible theory. The one thing that makes me think about it is if we acted on what I had suggested, that it would probably be in his best favor to encourage us to do that. Fight from within. But, I don't know. As you said, he might have a bigger plan for all of us. Speaking of bigger plans, I think I might have one. But
Really?
the only way it works is we all have to be united in this. And I think we've been very divided as of late. But I think it's the best way that we can all get what we want. Should we talk to the others?
Gotta start somewhere. We only have a couple weeks to prepare for it, so.
Well, if they're down in that city by the water, we might have only a few hours to figure out our plan.
It might be less. What a good day.
I think Anwar's going to go back to camp and try and get everyone's attention.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, listen up
Streaking.
now.
What's
Streaking
that?
catches attention. If you're streaking, is that? I'm assuming. No, different way.
He is a
Close.
boy.
Bagpipe. That gets
No.
a lot of attention. Oh, billboards.
Grenade, actually.
We have those. I know
I
Chimera had
thought-
2 bombs.
I had
Hey
two
guys. So, yesterday was pretty crazy, huh? You know, right? A lot of things were said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just feel like we gotta get back on the same foot here, especially if we're all going into, sounds like Fort Moultrie together. We all need to be in sync.
Can I be JT?
Who's
Sorry. Never mind.
that?
Audra Carter.
I think it's fair to say I don't trust Atlas. And from what Miss Chimera has told me, she doesn't trust Atlas either.
He hasn't exactly given us a reason.
He knows a ton about us, and he's very powerful. And apparently he's been doing this for a very long, long time. He also has access to Agonazar and is prepared to use him as a last resort. I don't know how much stock I put in that. He also knows about Mazadon's genie, but has not told him that he knows that. And if I had to guess why, it's because if he told Maz that he knows about his deepest, darkest secret, Maz would either A, attack him, or B, take all of his forces and go home. And Atlas desperately needs us all to be on the same side. for any of this to work.
I mean, I think we all understand that we need to be united to take down the Empire.
Agreed. But
Yes.
we all have very different definitions of how that can happen and what happens afterwards.
It's the
And I know
after
it's-
part that I think we are most divided on, if I'm being honest.
It's very, it has a lot of hubris to assume that we will be successful. That the battle is already won and we are planning for the next war, as it were. But there are very powerful forces that work here. And if we are not careful, this war could lead directly into another one. And I don't want that to happen. I wish Rain were awake right now. I feel like she would have some things to say about this.
Yeah, she's been in kind of a fugue state.
She is dead asleep. She seems to be having a head thing that sometimes happens after her big brain re-scrambling.
I mean, we also saw how much she was lifting all the boulders when we were digging through. Like, I did not know she could lift like that.
I was
She's stronger
very
than you,
impressed.
Audra. She might be stronger than you.
No, let's not get
Let's
too hasty
have
here.
an arm wrestling match as soon as she's able.
You should do it now while she's asleep. You have a good shot.
You know I will literally never refuse to have an arm wrestling contest.
Then fight her right now.
I punch Rain in her sleep.
Wake up.
I want to say we have a bit of a reputation when it comes to doing impossible things. It's kind of our bread and butter. We made a deal with Leshy, the Bog Witch, and got out of it. We fixed Rain's mind after she splintered it. After it was splintered into 6 pieces, we fixed it. Miss Chimera, your daughter, was the subject of illithid experiments, and we were able to still bring her back. We've done a lot of things, changed a lot of minds, and even things that people thought were impossible, like the dwarves and the orcs. We were able to bring them together. Somehow, ancestral enemies realized that if they worked together, they might have a better chance at freedom.
Not to mention Castle Hill, where everyone told you that's suicide, you're gonna die, and then you didn't.
That's right,
And
voice in the sky. Yeah.
we've done a lot of crazy, impossible things. Miss Chimera is the champion of a god we didn't hear of like 3 days ago. That's not to say that all the things we've done were not hard fought. But almost all of them started out as, if at best, unlikely, and at worst, impossible. Here is my impossible request. I want to fix Agonazar.
Like,
No,
Think.
like,
oh, all right. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
I think as it stands right now, it is only a matter of time until someone gets a hold of his jar, wishes for something, and he's free to do whatever his burning heart desires. That might be Atlas, that might be one of our grandchildren for all we know. That might be some thief who's overly ambitious.
Speaking of, where's Nora during this whole conversation?
You tell us.
She like split away. She's like, I'm going to town.
Were you guys like trying to sidebar from her while she's hanging out with Rain or something?
I'm really okay if she hears this. She's
I
kind
mean,
of
Okay.
she
heard a lot
already
of our
knows
dirty laundry.
the juicy secrets.
Okay. Well then, like, hey, I resemble that remark. Also, wait, you guys are looking for a... Oh wait, no, she knows all about the genie stuff at this point, yeah.
Yeah, because Atlas showed up.
Yep.
Honestly, Nora, that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to bring you out. Admittedly, it was also for a impossibly dangerous heist in Luxodon territory, but if you stayed frozen in that ice prison, that's all you were ever going to be. Who you were before then, your deeds, you'll never have a chance to fix them. But
So you want to get a genie to do just... You want to reform a genie?
I mean, why not, right?
I want to help him.
I don't know much about genies. But well, good luck to you, but that ain't me. That's not my heist. So, if you want me to get the genie, fine. But you guys want to start interacting with the genie in weird ways? I'm gonna get the fuck out of here before you start doing that shit.
I think that's valid, to be honest.
That's all right. So, I don't know how exactly we've managed to stitch together people before, and we know Moltra has many ways of changing people's minds on things. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. But I'm willing to spend as much time it is, so he doesn't have to spend eternity in a prison cell or be killed the second after he's brought back into the world.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
With that in mind, Atlas really wanted me to have a plan what to do with him, and I think I have one now. But it relies on all of us. And in particular, it relies on you, Hunter.
How's that?
Let's see if I can share this with everybody. The plan.
Oh shit. All right.
Where's that?
I just
There's
dropped it
chat.
in Roll20.
Which chat? We have like
sorry,
3
roll-
different chats.
Yeah, you're right. Roll 20.
Okay.
Atlas didn't want to give up Agonazar to us because he didn't want us to bring him to Moltra. But also, I don't think he wants to give him to us at all. Period. It's a very powerful chess piece, albeit a person. But I think if we are unified, and if we're all together on this, I think we can strong arm him into giving us Agonazar in exchange for leading the assault on Moltra. We are the only ones who have fought Cerebro, worked with Cerebro, been to Fort Moltra, defeated a Mind Flayer there, know their technology, the way they think. He also has a group of people that think and act and fight just like we do. And I don't think anyone knows us better than we do. Except for them, I guess. We have to be ready to reserve that we will not do this mission unless he gives us Agonazar before. If we wait until after, he has no reason to give it to us. Or we could be dead. I have thought of another reason if he is really resistant to it, but it would be much more destructive. We could threaten to tell Mazadon everything. This would set off a chain of events that I'm not even sure what would happen. But, as they say, let's hope it doesn't get to that.
Now, I mean, the problem there, you're saying you're willing to basically dissolve the one force pushing back the Empire. If this doesn't go well, you're ready to collapse the thing that's pushing the Empire back. The thing that I've invested a lot of time and years of my life and risked my head for over and over again, that y'all have risked your heads on.
As we all have.
You're gonna just, if it doesn't go right, you're willing to roll the mat out for the Empire.
Whether we tell him or not, Atlas has some kind of weird relationship with Mazadon. He has not addressed his secret. Listen, I appealed to his humanity once, technically also to his soldier, but I get it. He was on a mission. He had a job to do. We are very valuable. I don't want it to come to that. I don't think it would be good, but I think this is the only leverage we have. If Atlas agrees to our terms, we'll meet somewhere like Stem Garden. And we'll hide it somewhere there during the battle. Now, for this to work, someone needs to hide it that he won't be able to read the mind of and find it. Which brings in you, Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Your ring protects your mind. So, if Atlas hands over the jar to us, you can run into the city and you can coordinate with either my father or your father or find somewhere to hide it. And we can hide it in a place that it will not be able to be seen by anyone. Octavius' suit has an eye of anti-magic. If we place the jar in the eye, no one will be able to find it. As far as I can tell, jars and lamps are pretty similar to bags of holding. The thing itself isn't magic, but the portal inside that holds things is. And when it's in there, no one can scry on it, no one can teleport to it, no one can summon to them. It's just in a dead zone. You run back to us after it's hidden. You won't tell us, you won't tell any of us where it is. So we won't know. Only you will know. You and whoever you talked into hiding it. And then after that, with it gone, without the threat of Atlas using it, or any of us using it, we'll go do a suicide mission at Fort Multra.
All right, well, let's assume for a minute that a lot of the things you think about Maz are true, and he's willing to hurt my paw to get what he wants. How many arms and legs do you think he should rip off before I divulge this information that I'm the only one who knows?
Maz isn't involved in this. How would he know about it?
Oh, Atlas. Gotcha. This is
all
all
Atlas.
conversation with... All right.
I know you have complicated feelings about Mazadon. And frankly, I'm still not sure what happens if we are successful and this war is won, what he'll do. I'm guessing Atlas has a plan, but he hasn't told us what it is yet. I'm a little worried about that, but I'm doing what I can.
Yeah.
Well, Onward,
I know this.
throughout this whole adventure of ours, I've pledged to help certain friends with certain things, and I guess you're next up on the list, so keeping your ancestors safe and secured in our hands rather than Atlas's for now seems like the best use of my time and energy. So, if you want to see this plan through, then I'll help to the best that I can.
Appreciate that, Audra. Thank you.
Just don't have me hide it. They'll hear me from a mile away. Best keep that with
No.
Hunter. Walks away with giant money bags. By the way, if you guys want more armor, I can make that now.
Out of gold.
Yeah? You want some gold full plate armor?
No, it'd be soft.
We'll walk around like the clean rot knights from Elden Ring.
Oh, bitches.
So, where do you guys go from here?
Ooh, the music just faded perfectly with that, I gotta say.
Not bad.
I mean, yeah.
That's a lot to think on.
Nora's just gonna say, so you don't need anything stolen from me?
Well, not yet.
Okay, you want me to just meet up with you guys somewhere then? Because
Okay.
it seems like you're on a whole other kind of thing now.
Well, listen, you get your cut no matter what, so.
I just got my cut. Now I can go off and do whatever.
Hey,
Right.
request though, maybe don't mention any of this to anyone ever. Ever. No one ever. Not even like talking out loud when you think you're alone. Maybe just forget that it ever happened. Period.
Okay.
Not okay. Yes. Like, you don't speak to this about any of this to anybody.
I don't speak to anyone ever anyway.
That's fair. Introverted shit. I get it.
Well, I see you guys talking with people from tons of miles away. So, why don't you just contact me again when you've figured out all your stuff? I'm gonna go do my thing. I'm not really too much of a group person.
You know, I wasn't either for a long time, but it has its benefits.
Sure. I'm gonna go now.
And suddenly,
It's-
Audra's character arc feels not.
It's
as
about to be
important.
nightfall. That's my favorite time to go about anyway.
You mean you don't
Um,
want in on this awesome found family trope that we have going on here?
No.
That's rude.
I don't know. I think we need to concentrate more on the medieval action and fantasy elements.
I don't know. Champion of Winter, maybe we should freeze her again. Maybe just. You know, she hasn't-
Maybe I can pull out this thing. Hold on.
And I turn invisible and run away.
All right, bye, Nora.
I
We'll
summon
talk to you
a
later.
wolf, and it hunts her down.
We'll
And
see you
with
later.
With that, Nora is off.
And she's
Must
off.
be easy to just flip about that easily.
She's off with exactly 2,000 GP of diamonds, 1,000 GP of platinum, 500 silver, 250 GP of silver jewelry, and 250 GP of white gold jewelry.
That's a pretty good participation trophy, I would say.
I know,
That's a
right?
solid participation trophy.
Loaded.
She didn't do shit.
Yeah, she just
She got
defrosted.
saved and she got money.
Oh, that's the dream.
That's
That's
the
the future-
compensation for trying to kill her with the willpower room.
That's the
She
future
made out
liberals
like
want.
bandits.
She's the strongest millennial any of us is here.
That's the
She did
future
good for
liberals
herself.
want. Wake up, get defrosted, make lots of money.
Alrighty.
Is that the new bitches get money?
So with that, is there anything else you guys want to do this evening before a long rest, or anything else?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean we're outside of the city, haven't gotten in yet.
I think the one thing Rain might say is like, when are we going to talk about this with Atlas? Because he's currently about to give me a lot of gold worth of ink to copy down these spells.
Oh, after. We will wait until after.
Okay.
Yeah, don't want
Because
to
he
threaten him
also
before
is
he
getting me
hands
money
his
and
stuff.
stuff to cast that fucking spell.
Just checking in.
To be clear, I'm not leading with the threat. It is if everything else fails.
Yeah, yeah.
But if
prefer
there's
not
even the
to threaten anybody.
possibility, I want to make sure that I have the ink.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
'Cause I mean, I suppose we have enough gold now that I could just get it on my own, but that's a lot. It's already thousands of gold worth of
We
ink.
haven't been compensated for like any of our work.
It's true.
So
Guys, we did Castle Hill, and no one paid us
Yeah,
anything.
this is
nobody
back pay.
paid us shit.
You got a live son.
But that doesn't pay the bills.
No, he doesn't.
Nope.
He's a child. He does not labor.
He's a freeloader.
Yeah,
No,
what's
I
his
think-
problem? When's he getting a job?
That's a good question.
He's like in his
Uh,
20s, right? How long ago did he die?
Like only a few
like
months.
6
so
yeah,
so
6
really
to 8 months ago.
Okay, fine. We
He's
can't
like
we can't make him work in the
9
mines
and a
yet.
half.
The children crave the mines.
I think it's a good starting point though. And I think it evens the playing field a little bit. So I mean, he wants to set us at ease. He already has access to another one.
Alrighty. So nothing else before the next dawn?
I feel like we should dream people. Does anyone want to talk to people? I've already taken up a ton of time.
I know I probably should, but I'm not on that like wavelength right now.
I feel like I should reach out to somebody, but also, I've already caused a mess places. I don't want to add.
If no one else has a dream, I want to dream to fake Anwar
Okay.
Ember.
and Bird.
Can you remind me what you need to do that? I just haven't seen that spell in a long time.
He's got to be asleep.
No.
Rain's got to cast it. Lets me basically Zoom call him or holodeck call him.
Just seeing if there's anything that might prevent it.
Sure.
If he's awake.
Yeah, I have no idea how Dream works. If he's, have we set a precedent for if they're mind controlled?
We're
Controlled.
I don't think
No.
you've set a precedent.
he hasn't said as much, at least anyway.
Because I feel like if he's mind controlled, if we're going by like pop culture rules, he would be in the subconscious, which we should be able to talk to in the sunken place, where the other person's just running the show. But that would mean there's 3 levels of him. There's original Ember, there's Anwar Ember, and then there's if Cerebro's just like taking direct control.
Okay, alright. Having read that, okay, so you wait till really late at night and then you send a dream over. What kind of dream do you want to create?
I'm just gonna keep it classic. I'm bringing us back to the Marwan workshop with his cup and his coffee just the way he likes it.
Okay. You're gonna see him, and I guess it's kind of like the Matrix, where you have your own like personal version of self when you're in there. So he's gonna appear a little bit differently. Not in the totally metallic thing anymore. Looks like various scraps of metal put on in a new kind of armor you've never seen before. Not so heavy on the armor, I guess, but various things. He's got a thing around his head. I guess he's got like a certain kind of helmet and various other things, but his armor looks quite different than it does before, but still looks like it's built from a similar tech or the same tech, but looks extremely different in its overall design. And at first he's gonna say, I was hoping that this wouldn't work. I mean, I'm glad to see you, but this shoot, he can still reach me, but he hasn't reached me, so that's good. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm flooded with thoughts right now. Hello. How
Hi.
are you?
Good. You got a lot of metal on. Are you or which you are you? How are you? How are you? Let's start there.
I am a whole new me. Going by Cinder now. The I couldn't tell how much of you was me and how much of Ember was me and everything else. My only solution was to start from scratch. Whole new identity. New name, going by Cinder, if I didn't mention that already. I completely took apart my armor, reforged it, and remade it into something new. I'm trying to, as best I can, think in whole new ways. I've even made up a little backstory for myself. It's not real to anyone else, but I'm choosing for it to be real to me, because what other option do I have to form an identity that I can feel like is truly my own?
Listen, that's less crazy than you think it is. We did something similar with someone in our party, so like, don't go off game. I mean, you do you.
Okay. All right.
Did you get out? Are you
Yeah.
free?
Yeah. I
What
did
happened?
this. Okay, so I did the scrying thing that you mentioned, which was a really good idea. And of course you thought of it, because man, anyway.
You know, great minds.
Yeah. So I did that, and yeah, scryed on Ember, and then boom, right here. So that's when I
So-
trusted everything you said was true, and then from there,
Can I
luckily,
just say, sorry about the whole like breaking your mind thing. That wasn't like my intention, but you know,
listen, it wasn't you. It was Cerebro that broke my mind.
right.
So in any case, luckily that machine to scry is like right next to the machine that's near the teleportation circle. So I was able to get out of there real fast.
That's awesome. Great.
Yeah. And so I got myself as close to Riverbed as possible, but I didn't want to like just show up as me. So I've been camping out in the forest for a while, just kind of waiting until you guys come back in town so we can meet again.
It's awesome. Okay. And
Oh, and also one of the things that I forged was this this helm that is supposed to protect me. It's supposed to be infused with a non-detection spell, but I guess the non-detection doesn't prevent you from dreaming to me. So that's my only concern. But luckily, I don't think Cerebro knows where I am. But he could theoretically dream to me. Has he ever dreamed to you?
at least once.
Okay. Ooh, look. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't curse like that. Well, you know what? Screw it. I do curse like that. I choose that for me. That's how I want to live my life. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. When can we meet up?
That's a good question. I'm gonna be honest. I was really afraid after we talked last. I thought that like I was gonna call you back and you'd be like, resistance is futile, assimilate. But I'm so happy you got out of there, man. And you got your own identity and stuff. That's awesome. So
You seriously saved my life.
what about the others?
I couldn't get to the others. I got out of there as soon as I could.
I get that. I understand. That's great that you're out. And I guess now that you're free, and now that you know that you're free,
Mhm.
you know that everything Cerebro told you is a lie or manipulation. What was he planning on doing with you guys?
I mean, I think we were just gonna be around him, like kind of like his personal guard.
Oh, so just like his friends.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, more so, he kind of spoke to us more like pets than friends, but affectionately, in a weird, off-putting kind of way.
Yeah, it's kind of icky the way he, but yeah, that tracks.
He definitely sees himself as above all of us,
Right.
which is, I don't know. I get that he definitely has a certain kind of mental ability in a way to like think about a ton of things at once in a way that we don't have, But that doesn't mean he's better than any of us.
No. Like, we could do things better than he can. Doesn't mean we're better than him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy you're out of there, man. We're actually heading back that way soon, but also going on another big, dangerous mission soon. Actually, out of character, do I tell him that we're going back?
Commute.
Like back to STEM Garden?
Like back to Moltra?
Oh, I wouldn't divulge that sort of information until we can like look them like in the eye. Like actually.
Yeah.
Just because this could be a funky little ruse.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Back at character. Yeah, we're heading back to STEM Garden soon. So, or Riverbed soon, rather. You know, you grow up with it your whole life, and you don't want to change the name. But
Yeah. I mean, all the memories that I've been given at STEM Garden.
Right. But hey, for what it's worth, I mean, I know this isn't really. We are kind of blood a little bit, and in ways we're very similar now. But you're your own person, and yeah. I think I read a scroll like this one time where like two guys were apart, and then they both came back together. Listen, we'll stay in touch. Cinder's your name now.
Yes.
Cinder King. I like that. All right. Well, glad you're out. Glad you're free. And when we're back in Riverbed, let's sit you up with something. You know, so you're not.
Okay.
You said you're in the woods right now.
Yeah.
Well, great on you for actually. If you could teach me how to do the non-detection thing, I am working on something that might be I might need that exact thing. So
Okay.
that would be very helpful to have and do.
Okay.
All right. Well, dang man, can I hug you?
I don't know. Can you? I don't know how this works.
I can do whatever I want. I hug him.
Alrighty. Well, I guess I'll see you soon. I'll be waiting on the outskirts of the city.
Think happy thoughts.
More and more all the time.
And I'll end the dream.
All right.
Hell yeah. How many dreams do we have?
It's a 5th level spell.
So what, like 2, 3?
What level
7?
are we? 10?
Yeah, you're level 10.
Rain has 2.
So anybody else want to do a dream?
It is my
Yeah.
turn.
I think Hunter, he's like kind of shuffling his stuff around and setting up, and like he's thinking about the plan and what we'd all talked about, and he has this like spark, and he's like, Velisandra, hey, yeah, Rain, can you get me in touch with Velisandra?
I don't know who that is, but as
Shit.
long as you know who it is, then I think that's
Yeah.
okay.
I do, so we're good.
I think so. I just had the spell open. No, choose a creature known to you as the target. So Rain had seen the scrying. If you scryed on her, then I guess by the same logic you could do that.
Let's try. We long rested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Audra could scry if she wants to.
Yeah. Would you like
Okay.
that?
If an item would help, I could give you like some notes from a therapy session.
Okay.
Okay.
It don't frickin' matter. She got a nat 1.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
That's a good thing. She totally
Oh,
failed on saving from the sending.
You,
Or sorry,
Yeah,
from the
sure.
scrying.
You come over, you're like, can I scry on? Audra's like, just look.
Okay.
Alright, This is
Let's.
who we're working with.
Now I'm gonna roll a d8. See what she's doing. Okay. So you scry on her. You use the little fountain thing. You look through and you see that she is in bed, and oh, she's a bad snorer. And you never knew that. She didn't want people to know that, but now they know. She's a deep snorer. She's So yeah, she's kind of got this. Wasn't it like somewhat purplish reddish skin with like long horns that kind of curl back? Her eyes are kind of
yeah.
black. I guess you don't see her eyes because they're closed. And she's just wearing kind of a simple nightgown. Inside of a bedroom that has some nice furs on the ground and or furs on the floor, and some wooden, like a wood dresser and things like that around. So lots of browns around in her little area. That's what you see.
Nice. Out of respect, I'm gonna do my best to forget the snoring thing. But yeah, Rain, this is who I'm trying to contact. Okay, her name's Velisandra.
Okay.
I don't know what else you need to know, but like, there she is.
Okay, well, who is she to you? I guess if I just knew a little more about her, then I could say yes. She is known to me.
Yeah, she's my therapist. Person I talk to help, deal with trauma and stuff.
Okay, that should be enough. And then with that, she can send you into a dream. What kind of dream do you want to make?
I think it's her office.
Okay.
But it's like I'm remembering it, so some of the details are a little weird. Like some of the books are the wrong color, or like the vase of flowers she would keep are on the wrong side of the desk, or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, but pretty much it's her office.
I was trying to see if I had her in my file, and I totally don't.
Yeah, I have her on the Miro page.
Okay. Well, in any case, so you go in there, and so the books aren't quite right, and she's just going to kind of look around and just kind of snap into, oh, Hunter, you're back. Wait, we haven't had a session in a while. I'm sorry, I must have dozed off. Excuse me, just a bad headache, I guess. You're here for a session, please. Tell me what's going on. It's been a while.
Oh yeah, I'm actually not back yet. You're dreaming right now, but it's real. It's also real. It's complicated. I'll tell you when we get home. What do you know about gin?
Gin?
Yeah, not like the beverage, but like genies, lamps, gin.
Oh, gosh, I don't know. I've heard stories. They powerful creatures. You trap them. I think they can be bound together, and then I think they have magnificent power, and they have to essentially do what you say for a while or something.
Something like that, yeah. How would you like a complicated client or 12?
Or 12.
I don't know yet. Depends on how many we can find. Basically, so there's this deal with some lamps, and Anwar wants to kind of reform them. And like I was thinking about it, and I was like, how the hell are we gonna do that? We gotta fix like a lot of trauma. They're stuck in a jar for a millennia. Like that's gonna do some shit to you. And I was like, Velisandra's good with making brains better, right? So like maybe we could take you on to kind of work with them.
That sounds quite dangerous.
Yeah. Now this is just kind of a preliminary thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure we're gonna figure out a way to safely communicate with them without just, like letting them out, because like that kind of
Uh-huh.
defeats the purpose until they're ready to go. You know what I mean?
If you can find a way to do it safely, I'll do what I can to help, I suppose.
All right.
I would want to do my due diligence and research. I don't know how a genie mind works versus a humanoid's. Much in the same way, I am not as familiar with monstrosities or anything. Elemental brains. Wow, I don't even know. I don't know what research has been done. If you can find any research first, that would be extremely helpful.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to. Yeah, giving you a heads up is kind of this part right here.
Okay.
For research, if you want to talk to your brain buddies, figure out, get a crack team together, maybe we can get some movement on this here plan. I know it sounds a little crazy.
I may need to head to one of the larger cities. I don't think we have the kind of knowledge that we would need here.
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
Well, I'll try to find as much
if-
information as I can.
If it's this resistance related?
I think honestly, it's a little bigger
First
than
off, what had Hunter divulged that he was in the resistance? Like I guess that'd be part of traumatic stuff he processed.
Yeah. I don't know if we ever talked about it, if she was in any way related or involved in.
We talked about it a long time ago, and I thought that you'd said that like she wasn't directly related or anything, but
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a lot bigger than the resistance, I think.
Okay, if you really feel like it's important, I guess it could take some time off. Much of my clientele has started to move on anyway. The Northerners are not as keen on therapy.
All right, I'll see if I can rustle up some compensation for you.
Okay, I'll start heading south and we can check in later.
Sounds great. I appreciate it. Get a good night's sleep, and maybe elevate the head a little bit.
What?
All right, good night.
Alrighty. With that, I think you've done your dreaming. Is there any other sending? Are we moving on to the next day?
I'm good.
Okay. Do people want to do a bio break now, or wait a little bit till another natural spot?
I'm good right now.
Yeah, I'm good
Okay.
for now.
All right. So the following morning, who would be doing the morning watch?
I'll take it.
Okay.
If anybody wants to risk my shit perception rolls.
Waking up in the kind of as the sun rises over in the east, up above the mountains on that side. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception roll.
I changed my mind. I don't want to be awake. Well,
12. All right. Off on the horizon, you see what looked like a fairly large group of some kind of bipedal figures that look tall. You're kind of looking off, and hard to really see exactly what they are.
Kira
But
needs glasses.
looks like there's perhaps a few dozen of something walking your way.
Like
We need to spend 1,000 gold
directly
points on
our
the
way.
telescope.
Yeah. Like just our
Uh,
way in general, or is it like they're kind of walking in a general this way direction, but like we're okay?
It's a general this way direction, seems to be following the same general path you were going on heading towards Holbeck.
Hey
might be.
everybody, you should all wake up
We do so.
right now.
Mm.
Like wake up, please.
You all wake up, and
Somebody with better eyes, can you see exactly what's going on over there?
Yeah, let me see.
You're muted.
I go to sleep even harder.
Wake up, please.
Makeup. Oh,
wow, you say a thing like, "Yep, that's people."
I'm still
Those are
brushing
people.
I'm still brushing the sleepies out of my eyes.
Onwar, please open your eyes.
There we go.
He like
Onwar
keeps
rolls
his
over
eye
and, like,
open.
His helmet
Adra's
zooms in with a
actually
little telescopic lens. He's
Yep,
like,
yep. Anwar's got that nice tech assistance.
With
Zooms
a 5,
in.
Adra is still asleep.
You see a bunch of bald heads, with some markings looking very Goliath-like. Some kind of fur armor kind of stuff, and in the front, in the center, kind of cropping up a bit higher than all others, you see like a flashy, colorful mohawk off to one side.
Mm.
We should
Tamsin.
leave.
Tamsin.
The last of the big
are
three.
they Goliaths, giants?
They seem like they're all Goliaths.
Are they walking in our direction or walking
In a
past?
general this
they're-
way direction, yeah. Should we just wait? What if she doesn't recognize us? What if?
I'd
we
say because they're
patiently
so far
wait?
off that some of you guys can't even see. They're definitely like, a couple of football fields length away.
What if we patiently wait and be like, "Hi, Tamsin, how are you?" And she's just like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, I think I've only met like once.
That'd be a sick burn.
Well, she
I mean, you guys-
mediated the peace in STEM Garden.
Yeah, she needed the peace talk, so she knows you guys pretty well at this point.
Oh,
Although I
that's-
think you guys were
Yeah,
kicked
but-
out of it.
yeah, we
yeah.
were.
And now she's in front of all of her cool tall friends.
Well, we should start cooking breakfast, I guess. Do we have enough for 1, 2, 15, 20, 200?
I wouldn't say there's hundreds. It's in the dozen.
No, there's
just-
definitely 200. I can see them.
Audra thinks that there's
Yep.
200 with that 5.
Yep. There's 30,000 giants over there.
Well, we certainly don't have enough to feed everybody.
My recommendation is we pack up everything except food and the fire, and we stoke the fire enough so it's putting out enough smoke so they can come to us. They can see us.
What if we just let her walk by?
Well then, same plan, but pack everything up, and we creep their way in the forest so they pass us completely thinking, oh, there's a fire there, let's check it out. If you don't want to talk to them.
I mean, I'm fine with talking to them.
What did we learn? That Tamsin was the reasonable one of the
Yes.
big three?
We also heard that she was wishy-washy.
Oh, that she
Whatever.
was two-faced.
Yeah, whatever that means. But that was also from the bard. So maybe the bard was just like, they're super two-faced.
Is that just casual sexism?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I'm fine
It's
with
like, and she won't go out with me, so she's a bitch.
I mean, we're all on the same side, so, like, realistically, we shouldn't need to hide from them, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
absolutely. I just...
Oh, yeah. Let's just get ready to roll if we need to, and
feel like
have
I'm
our...
being headed in a direction, and it's a little weird, and I don't like it.
Yeah, if you want to wave in her direction. Watch. And she starts charging.
No, they're just kind of taking their time. They're trudging through. And eventually they'll catch up with you guys, and you'll look over, and Tamsin, they say, "Oh, you all,
Oh, hey.
you're here. Are
Nice to
you
meet you,
heading
Henry.
to Holdbeck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yes.
Where y'all heading?
To Holdbeck?
From whereabouts? Were you just coming from the north, or were you the contingent that was searching for other things?
I just gathered these fine soldiers from Icewind Village.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that the village?
That's the village we skipped, right?
We
Yep.
don't talk about it. We don't talk about it.
I've got a detailed report for you right here.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
I'm about to gather more forces soon. the big battle, our next big battle, is upon us. Forces are gathering.
We heard.
How are you feeling about it?
Going into battle is a solemn and sacred thing. I do not relish in it, but I accept it. War is a part of nature. It is an unfortunate part of nature, but it happens. I'm ready to do my part.
Aren't we all?
I'd like to insider.
Okay.
That boy.
15.
Not bad.
She's maybe being a little modest. She might like it a little.
I knew it.
I was about to say, I was like, that implies that she maybe perhaps did not take like any participation in the tree building.
We can talk about the tree stuff later.
Low-key, Richard, I was hoping you'd be like, you got nothing. And I was going to drop the Master Roshi. I could never read that guy. Like, unreadable.
I'd say 15, like, you just kind of got your suspicion. Like, you don't know exactly, but you're like, I bet they kind of like it.
I think they like it a little bit. I'm going to make that SpongeBob. Patty Soja face. Oh, great.
We are just making our way through, trying to get these guys in on schedule. We have been traveling through nightfall to get them here on time, and then I am off to other villages.
Great. Have you talked to Mazadon recently?
Only through Poe.
Oh, how's Poe doing?
Same old Poe.
Yeah, he's like that, huh?
Yes.
Well, can
Well-
we perhaps walk with you? I mean, if we're ready to go.
Sure.
Great.
Then let's walk.
Let us walk.
And they'll just kind of motion everybody onward. And definitely a bunch of the other guys are kind of like, who are these freaking guys? What? They're so small.
We're just over here like,
except for
"Hi."
Audra. Some of them might be eyeing up Audra like, who's that? But
And
most of
she
them...
does not eye up anybody the same way, except for
Audrey,
Tanya, who she's very much like, oh yes, senpai. Still.
T-pose for supremacy. You need to just stare at them. Perfect.
Yeah,
How'd it go?
Audra, she's the only one taller than you. You're roughly on par with some of the
Yeah. All right. No.
some of the taller Goliaths there, but yeah, she's even got 3 or 4 inches above that. Or sorry, they have 3 or 4 inches above that.
Mm-hmm.
This is fine, right? Because I figured we've been having outstanding luck with getting attacked by wayward things. And if we have like a whole army here...
That
Like,
means we're
this
going to be
is-
attacked by an army. That's what that means.
Fair point. Didn't think it through. That's why you're the smart one. It'll be fine.
So walking along, Thompson will say, "So, how are you feeling about heading towards the eve of battle?"
I've been itching for it, to be honest. Like, if we're real honest. Like, been itching a little. It's scary, but like, I'm itching.
I'm tired and my knees hurt, and I'm afraid of going into battle because it makes my knees hurt worse. So there's that.
Oh, do you need some Arctic root, perhaps? That might make it feel better.
What does that do?
What is that?
Arctic root? Oh, it helps with the knees. It helps with the joints, everything.
And glaucoma.
I would love some. Thank you so much. Not the glaucoma.
Yours going green in all new way.
I'm just gonna see something real quick. They've got some kind of ability here. Let's see.
Oh no, what? If somebody's gonna take care of my arthritis, I swear.
Life debt.
Okay. Do you mind if we just stop here for a moment? I just need to do something real quick. They are going to just kind of stop, take a knee, do kind of a prayer on the ground as they're, as they are. Sorry, I've got a purring dog right below me.
Let's have a good time.
They just want to know what happens next.
In any case, yeah, so they kneel down, and after a moment, a spectral eagle comes flying in, and they stare up at it, and then eventually it just kind of goes off, heading off in the direction. Then they get up and they say, "Okay, we've got a guide to make sure nothing is in our way. I'll let you know if any trouble comes up."
This would have
What
been
was that?
lovely, going the opposite direction, I tell you what.
Oh, that's my spirit guide.
Cool.
Yeah, sometimes I commune with the nature.
I have
Takes the
angels.
form of an eagle.
I commune.
Cool. Good for you.
Audra talks to a guy who's made out of nature.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, is he made out of nature or is he made out of metal?
Yes.
I don't know. Is it metal nature?
Yes.
I don't know.
We got
And
our
he's got
asses
metal
handed to us
nature
from
angels.
nature once, right?
We did.
That's true.
The callback.
That's true.
The callback.
so what do you all wish to do after the battle is over?
Dang, hadn't thought about it really.
Will you not retire to your homes or venture off to more exciting things? Explore new lands?
I don't
think
know.
I've had
Guess
it.
we'll see.
I think I've had enough exploring for a lifetime.
Probably just try to maintain the altars I've already built. Make new weapons for people who want them. I've started kind of a cool collection, actually, if I could tell you about it.
Okay. Every time Thompson's like, oh,
Yep.
all right.
Tamsin, while we're on that subject, I know it's above my station and all, but like, what do you and Lopaw and Maz talked about as far as like, once this is all over, like, gonna be a lot of land that's not under Empire control. What's the plan there? Like, I imagine we've been getting people in place to, fill in the power vacuum, but that's above my station.
Many tribes have been misplaced, and they will get to go back to their ancestral homes.
What happens to the people that are living there now?
They will have to either assimilate or go back to where they came from.
All right, so big melting pot, expand community.
Some may want nations of their own, and others may want a, as you call, melting pot. I imagine there will be some amount of strife between the city folk and the rural folk.
Do we have anything in place to kind of mediate there, make sure people can, I don't know, get what's fair, be supported?
It's gonna be a lot of growing pains.
Oh yeah.
Many growing pains.
But we have people.
The Empire has wounded our lands greatly and wounded our people. wounds do not heal easily or quickly. It will take a long time to heal what has been wounded.
Well, we got clerics, right? Now Amar puts a hand around Audra and like,
Yep, she's got like the... Me.
Clerics and druids may help.
I can make
So
armor
will-
and weapons.
So will time.
I'm sorry, Audra, I'm trying here.
But for those who are from far-off lands and have embraced a lot of technology as yourself, Anwar, are you sure this is the right place for you after all this is said and done?
It's the only place I know. But technically, we were also moved. My family originally, a long time ago, came from the desert to the far east of here.
Some will want their homeland without the influence of those who have been pushed into their lands, and others will want to embrace more a more welcoming approach for those who have been displaced. Time will tell which tribes and which towns and such choose which.
It's a lot of space. Castle Hill's open.
Castle Hill's open. Yeah.
I actually read about this last night through the tablets. It's happened once before. It took some time, but eventually everything ironed itself out. A lot of people died,
Yeah, that's
but
the part that I'm
eventually
working
the two leaders agreed that being able to live and prosper with the people that they had was better than driving each other out and trying to kill each other. Not saying that people would be
Which-
trying to kill each other these days, but
What tablets do you speak of?
just some things that we found on our travels. We were sent up north.
I am just curious who wrote these tablets.
I didn't get a name, I don't think. I
But
just
I mean,
remember it was
what-
the lands of Loxodonia, I think. Something like that.
But I mean, what was... So there's no indication of what kind of peoples wrote it.
Imagine there's a...
No. Well, I mean, I suppose, like, depending on the area, I'm assuming it was elves or something, but it was between a silver god and the Tusk something.
If you want to share the tomes, I don't see any reason why not.
Oh, here's
Unless
the
you're
tome.
ashamed
I
of
cannot-
your new rank.
I
I
cannot
just
say
don't want
for
her to
s-
be like, where'd you get that, huh? I'm just like, nowhere?
I cannot say for certain, but if you speak of Loxodonia and elves, I have heard Mazadon speak of these things. I would caution you not to take the word of those who pressed into other people's lands as fact. They may write that a harmony was found, but that doesn't mean it was so.
Fair enough. Noted.
So we can all agree that pressing into other people's lands, which is generally pretty bad, right? We're all on the same page there as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Cool. Insight.
Before you do that, they will say, yes, indeed, that is... Of course, we can all agree that's bad. The complication comes from when one wants to reclaim land that's been taken from them.
So, like, I didn't get a clear yes or no. Like, do we have people to make sure transitions are smooth and everything is kind of like dealt with in a way where everyone is kind of working together and not more of an our way or the highway kind of deal?
We have built up a great confederacy of tribes. We don't have unless you want to install a dictator who will force people to agree. That is the best we have at this moment.
No, I'm thinking more like mediators who can work between people coming in to reclaim and people who are already there.
That
Like-
would be me.
Or just one person for all of these realms?
I'm the head person, but there are others.
All right, cool. And you're able to meet in the middle on all this stuff, right? Because like
We make efforts. Not everyone will agree, though. I can't promise you utopia.
oh right. I just want
There will be disagreements, and it will be hard.
Yeah, I'm not saying it won't be. I'm just clarifying that there are people that are going to negotiate and work with people and not like Iron Fist. So that's a yes then.
Right now, we are united behind a common enemy,
Mm-hmm.
and we are able to work together right now. Can't guarantee what it will be like afterwards, but we will make efforts for peace.
All right, cool.
You, speaking of leaders that want to kill each other, you brokered the peace between Lopa and the Silverbeards, right?
That is correct. Were you not?
How-
Oh, I guess you were not there, but you were
You were
nearby.
kicked out.
Yeah, weren't allowed in the room.
I'm
How'd that
sorry.
go?
Some of our negotiations involved you personally, so that's why.
What does that mean?
You don't remember? I guess it was a month ago.
We were also very promptly like told to leave. So
If I must recap for you, the situation where you deviated from a plan to hold somebody accountable
right.
for their occupation of Lopaz land. And the power that you continue to exhibit made each of you a bit of wild cards. And so we needed to make sure that you were accountable to someone. And you were not just going off on your own doing who knows what, being little tyrants of your own. That anything you wanted was the way it was going to be. And so we made sure that you belonged to a specific tribe, and that is of Caleb Valentine's tribe. And
And
so,
if we ever stepped out of line, like, you would put Caleb in jail or something, right?
Caleb would be responsible for making sure you were disciplined in some way, or keeping you in check. You wouldn't want to disappoint Caleb, would you?
Everyone looks at Hunter.
No, I mean,
We did give him a gun.
I tried my best growing up.
Okay, then that should be enough, shouldn't it?
Kill shot.
If you have a leader you respect, a chief you respect, will you follow what he says if he issues you something, a directive of some kind?
Yeah, I'd like to think we would.
If he tells you to back off something, will you back off? If he tells you that you are needed desperately somewhere, will you go?
I believe that's the oath we took, huh?
If you were to kill somebody in cold blood, would you not respect his rulings?
Yeah.
Insight.
Who put a question mark on that teleprompter, boy?
Nat 20!
Oh!
Nat 20 on the insight.
Confess!
I think
Confess your crimes!
he's like, that's very specific. Is she referencing something that I don't remember right now?
Listen, I've killed so many people in cold
yeah, we
blood, you're gonna
have,
have to be
like,
more
we're
specific.
Like, that's kind of our job. We're out here. We're supposed to.
What about that
Chiefs-
person we didn't kill in cold blood?
Chiefs keep their citizens in check, and the Confederacy keeps the chiefs in check. Everybody, there's a balance of power, there's a balance of responsibility, there's accountability. You, like everyone, need to be accountable, so that way we can trust each other.
Yeah, I'm down with that. That works for me. I mean, that's not new. That's kind of Hunter knew that.
We went over this a month ago. I don't understand why you don't remember. It wasn't that long.
Feels like a long time.
Feels like a long time. It's been a long month.
In any case, we just want to be able to trust each other. And now that we go into battle, again, I hope you will not deviate from the plan last minute. Especially for those who have a history of making deals with the very person you will need to fight.
Yeah, I think we're done making deals with squids.
Good. Then we won't have any problems.
So,
Lesson learned there.
trying to save entire towns.
I
trying to
hope we
not-
can put all of the tensions that we have experienced aside and be friends.
Yeah, me too. That'd be
I
great.
want to incite that.
I want to incite that too.
Go for it.
I believe her.
She fucking hates us.
But you believe them.
I believe them. Believe the hell out of them.
They hate us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would say with a 24 insight, you genuinely get like, I am tired of dealing with all this fucking interpersonal bullshit that I gotta like deal with and mediate with people all the fucking time.
These fucking kids.
I just want to smash some heads in and then get back to my birds.
My birds. Yeah, that's fair. Well, we all want to be open with each other and, that stuff. I feel like you hear a lot about us, Tamsin, but meet us. We're normal, rational people. It just, at the time, things get a little crazy, and we gotta, think fast.
Are you rational people? You went...
Yes.
I mean, granted, impressive, but you went to Castle Hill when we warned you that was a suicide mission.
And we didn't die.
Here we are, baby.
It was for personal
I-
reasons, so
Yeah.
I feel like it was grounded.
I will commend you on your ability. No one will deny you that. But rational?
Yeah, I see your point. I do see their point.
What you have to
You-
understand is that we weren't going just for shits and giggles. We were going because one of our own needed answers. And when the call is issued, we answer. That's what we
Who
do.
gives you the call?
Whoever calls, whoever needs it.
And what if the call brings you to something that is against our plan?
Well, that's kind of where we've bumped up, before. Like, kind of what got us in hot water in the first place. Like, I'm sure you can appreciate it. You get into these situations where you're trying to make the best out of everything. You wind up in a mess, and you're just trying to do what's right. And sometimes that goes against orders. And you're trying to do what you can. And you don't always make the right decision, but sometimes you make a decision you have to spend some time cleaning up too.
I am often two minds of things. So, no matter what, when I make a decision, part of me feels I'm making the wrong decision. So for
I get
that,
that.
I do understand the gray area that exists in so many choices.
Do you have someone to talk to about all this? Because, that's a heavy load to carry.
I have family at home in Holbeck.
You should consider a professional, someone with your load of stress. That could be real helpful. I know it helped
don't-
me, and I'm way down here.
I don't understand this professional help, but we have shamans.
I'm sure that's a good one to go to. There you go. This has been a good talk. I feel like we've gotten to know you a lot better. This is nice. We should do this more often,
Maybe after the next big raid.
It's a day.
And unless anybody else has anything they want to with Tom's you guys are gonna arrive in Holbeck a little bit late for dinner, but before the sun sets.
Before we get there, could
Yep.
I peel off with someone?
Yeah, who do you want to peel off with?
Let's talk to Hunter.
Hey, what's the deal?
Kind of a out of earshot distance a little bit.
Okay.
Listen, I know this plan.
Hey, no. Oh, sorry, hold on. Hey, Sydney.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Sorry, my dog was trying to eat ant bait.
Oh.
I'm
Freaking-
hungry.
Why are you trying to
Anyway,
capture
sorry.
someone's aunt, Richard? That's weird.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Listen, I know the last couple of plans I've come up with have been hot, we'll say. But I hope that illustrates how strongly I feel about this.
Yeah, coming in crystal clear, I think. I'm with you on wanting to take the gin off the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't be forced to do anything, and ultimately, we need to be able to work with this alliance, and if their goal is to collect all of them, then we need to make sure the next step is to, like you said, rehabilitate and deal with them as they need to be dealt with. But I don't think they should be weapons either.
I appreciate that. And in the spirit of avoiding mutually assured destruction, I'm taking out the last resort. I know it's complicated for you, and a lot of this plan hinges on all of us working together. And Hunter, I need you in this, man.
I'm here.
So, the threats are gone. But I really need you to convince Atlas to do this.
I think we all need me to convince him on this.
It's risky, but that's what we do, right?
Yeah. Now, knowing Maz has one of them, and don't want to steal from the people because, we need to. That would be a huge breach of trust. We're gonna have to figure out a way to work something out with him. And maybe if we can get Atlas on board with this plan, then maybe that'll be enough influence to push Maz our way.
Tamsin seems to be all in favor of the not keeping secrets, but she's also pretty in favor of following the herd. So
I don't know.
it's
The
hard to get a
herd's
read on
following
her.
Them, yeah. I think the herd's following them, really.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I think there's something with them that we're not seeing. To be honest, I think everyone's going to be keeping cards close to the chest, us included. We've all got something that we don't want out, so can't use that as a reason not to trust. Hopefully at the end of this we can all be on the same page, or at least be civil with each other. But it's one step at a time, I guess.
Yep. Well,
Sorry I was being all shouty. That didn't feel good.
it's been a rough month, as they say.
They say.
And I'm just gonna he was gonna clap him on the back, but he'll bring it in for a hug. Flame Bros.
You know it. Flame on.
Anything else anybody wants to do before getting into Holbeck? Seeing none.
Audrey, I think you just need to play it cool. You keep trying to like, I do this, and then she's just like, okay. So maybe if you just like try to ignore her or something, or ignore them.
But I do those things. I don't just say them, I do all those things.
I know, darling, I know.
You see me make like 6 swords at this point.
I absolutely have. And like chains and ladders, you've made some amazing ladders, but like
I know.
maybe like I don't know, like have you ever just like been so annoyed with somebody trying to get your attention and you're like, I can't handle this anymore. So then like eventually they lose interest. I think that's what they're doing to you. So if you just play it cool, you know?
Well, no one really gets my attention in that way. I want
Well, I know.
I want more arm wrestling partners, and I want more people to like spar with and make weapons with.
Do we need to like befriend the people like the Goliaths that were up north? Because they seemed super gung ho
Yeah, they
to
were
throw
pretty
down
awesome,
for
too.
no reason. They wanted to throw down for no reason.
I know, it was awesome. I got knocked out first, but you know,
But yeah, just anyway,
just want people to notice my strength.
I think we're going.
Rain's
into war.
like, oh, I
Maybe
noticed.
They will.
Thank you, Rain. I just want people to notice my strength.
Rain, the actual like strongest person here.
Audra's like, that's not true. It's me.
Just give them some time. Maybe
I
they'll
think our
come around.
first Tale of the Veil merch should be like a tank top that's like, I'm Rain and I lift.
Yeah.
I think Rain
Um,
just like rips off her sleeves now.
Yeah, I think the kind of reaction you've been getting, Audra, is like, as one of the big three, Thompson gets people coming up to them all the time saying stuff like this, being
Yeah.
like, hey, look what I can do. And then, okay, all right, cool.
Audra, couldn't help it over here. Have you ever considered asking them, like, tell me more? What's that like? What's that about? You know? Get them to talk to you more about their shit.
And when you have the opportunity to be like, me too, don't. Because that's what friendship is all about, is not sharing any of those experiences.
Okay. Thank you all, but now I feel like I'm getting too much input and everyone's hovering.
You're right, I'm not here.
Just cut to Thompson looking over their shoulder. You all are like back there surrounding Audra.
Audra just looks up and goes, again. She poses again.
Aldridge is so cool. We just want to. Anyway. Sorry. Anyway. Off we go.
Alrighty. With that, you guys will get into Holbeck.
We did it, guys. We did
You
it.
did it. One thing that I will say that I totally forgot to mention last time, you would see all sorts of totems in this city, particularly bear totems. Especially in the Grand Hall that was Lord Barrington's, you would see all sorts of bear totems around that spot.
Barbarians, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll definitely see totems of various other animals, but definitely bear totems near there. With that, I think now's a good time for a bio break for me personally. So let's do that, and then we'll get back into it soon.
Okay, going to the break screen. BRB.
All right.
Okay, back in. Alrighty. Okay, treasure totals. Here we go. Do we want... Okay, so per person, everybody gets 2,000 golds worth of diamonds, specifically. Everybody gets 1,000 gold worth of platinum.
Put it in the chat, man.
Okay. Well,
Thank you.
then there was no need to do it on stream, which is why I said let's not do that. But
I mean, you could drop it in the chat on stream.
I don't normally show that because it's just between us half the time. Anyway, we're back.
No one will see my Futurama memes.
There you go.
So that's 1 share.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yep.
It's still, like Richard said, it is a total of 4,000 like gold value, but it's not like 4,000 of gold, so I guess the denominations matter.
So with Rain and Chimera's share, that's times 3. In the back.
What you're holding on to theirs, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was about to say we're kind of verging on the point where it's kind of like, isn't actually cursed? Is everybody still 100% fine?
It's not cursed until you take it, so just so you know.
I was about to say, Richard, yeah, it's been, what, 2 days? How are those of us looking?
Yeah, it's been... Well, it's been more than 1 full day. It's been almost 2 days, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Alrighty. So, we're back live.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, when you get into Holbeck, there's a number of things you guys can potentially you could do. You can seek out Maz. You can get some food, go to the tavern. Some people want to do shopping. We don't have to RP out everything, but what do people want to do when they get into town? Tamsin will go off and head in the direction where you can kind of get an idea where Mazadon might be. Also, you would see that there are various factions of other warrior tribes, like Hill Dwarves, Loxodon, various like powerful beast folk looking things, orcs, Goliaths, you name it. Like there's a good chunk of people that are getting into town, and certainly it has made a number of people who are into town. I wouldn't say nervous. These are a hardy folk here. But they're definitely more aware that, like, oh, there's a ton of people in town. I would say the taverns are bustling with people. It looks like it's very hard to get a room for the night, and you see all sorts of tents that are being pitched around the city itself.
I feel like when you said people aren't nervous, it smash cuts to ours. Like, guys, I'm nervous. There are a lot of people.
Well, do we want to start with Maz first, get that knocked out of the way?
Yeah, I guess what is our plan here for... We're going to tell them that we were successful and we found the spear.
I mean, I don't think we have much of a choice on that one, because otherwise why would we be here?
Yeah, I mean, I figured we'd tell them everything we found.
Do we tell them everything we found?
I mean...
That includes gold?
And the bard.
And the bard.
The bard.
And the
No,
dragon.
I feel like we should probably come clean about the bard.
Homie would probably be like, you march your ass back up that mountain, you kill that bard, and you kill that dragon, and then you come home.
All right. So with coming clean about the bard, let's look at that. If we tell him we know, in a city surrounded by people that follow his every order, what do we think will happen?
Well, he'll probably be pretty pissed about it. But do you think he's going to put us in the ground?
I think there's a non-zero chance.
I think he's smarter than that.
I think he said that he very much wanted that person dead, and then didn't tell us the details. So us saying, no, we didn't kill the bard, but we know the details?
Well, I guess the things he told us, we don't need to actively prepares vortex work. I guess let's take it one thing at a time.
I guess I would just say, Hunter, if you tell him, we know his dirty little secret. We got to be prepared for whatever he does. And we are very much outnumbered here.
Yep. Suppose we are.
It wouldn't be one of the first times one of the big three threw us in jail.
Yeah.
We did break out pretty handedly, though. But this time, Rain is coming in with us, despite her tummy ache and her being very brave about it.
Now they do.
Rain is like, you turn like, wait, where's Rain? It's like, went off to go get ink.
That's fair.
All right. All right. I'll play jazz with it. We'll see what happens.
Well, into the belly of the beast.
All right. So eventually you find, you kind of have to ask around for a while, like, where's Maz? Where's Maz? Eventually you hear that he has gone off up into, kind of a little plateau hill area, where there are some ancient runes, with, mammoth totems. And he is currently there.
Is there a save point right outside of it?
Nope. The city itself is the save point.
Follow-up question.
Save
Were all
as?
these totems here before, or are all these new additions?
Sorry, I just I should have mentioned all the totems before when you were here.
Okay. I just wanted to
Yep.
make sure, because if they're a sudden appearance, it's like,
No, I just didn't get to that level of world building when I first had you guys here. So
Okay.
Nothing to be alarmed by.
Okay.
No,
I just
no.
wanted to make sure if I should be.
Yeah.
Yep. But eventually you were able to find that, yeah, he's high up. Not high up, but he's somewhat away from the village at the moment, or I guess it's a city now. It's definitely grown in size pretty recently in the past 30 years. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to do something. Oh, got it. Okay. So yeah, you come on up to to what almost looks like a druidic circle kind of thing, but it's some kind of mixture between that and, instead of like rocks here, you see various totems that have various engravings of different mammoths. And you see Mazadon kind of crisscross applesauce in the center of all of these, appearing like he's meditating. And without opening his eyes, he just says, "Did you know that my people long ago were more humanoid like you? It is said that they worshipped the mammoth, and over time they were able to build the strength of a mammoth, and they began to take on the form of a mammoth until it became a very core part of them. And then one day, a child was born to them in a form you see now. And then there was another, and another offspring of the great warriors who worshipped the mammoth. And that is said how we have come to be." And he'll just kind of get up. "So, what news do you have? of the bard and the temple?
Well, bad news is the bard is slippery. Good news is, found the temple.
Go ahead, roll deception on that.
I don't think that's a deception.
That is getting around the... You're essentially, like...
That's an opening. I'm not like, this is my word, my one sentence to dodge the entire thing. I figured there'd
Okay,
be more
okay.
dialogue.
So, again, you say the bard is slippery and the temple was what?
We found the temple.
Okay.
And there's a big-ass silver dragon, ice dragon, up there. We can take it down. It's got a nice horde.
Perhaps for later. So you found the temple, but what of the bard?
Well, he had some ogres with him. We had to deal with that whole situation. And long story short, bard is still out there.
How disappointing.
We can keep on it if you like. Why is he so dangerous?
He's a spreader of lies, and he has tried to... He would betray any confidence between someone if it meant that he could gain more power for himself. He sought to manipulate people high up in the Confederacy so that he attempted to gain influence just for the sake of having power. And he is very cunning with his words. So if he told you anything, I would take it with a grain of salt. I'm sure he said it for his own benefit.
What I'd like to do, I'd like to get an insight on that.
Okay?
I kind of want you to roll it,
Okay.
because I feel like if I know what I roll,
What's your modifier?
it's only a +2. So it's
Okay.
not a whole lot to work with.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you're listening to all of this, and I mean, it sounds like these things that he's said could very well be true. Like, you were hearing, like, this is not the only source that this guy can't be trusted.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems to line up with what you've heard before. The only thing that it doesn't perfectly line up with is you feel like, was it you or someone else who got like a nat 20 insight on like just the little part that he was telling the truth about? That the nat 20 was specifically on like, I definitely saw in his mind there was a lamp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's been an area of contention. Like I know with the bard there's certainly some truth in what he said, but I also recognize that he was doing everything he could to survive. So he would have told us anything. Okay.
Did he tell you anything?
He got a few words out.
Anything of note?
Kind of hard to tell what's nonsense and what's not, so apparently he gets a little drunk sometimes and he tells fairy tales.
I'm sure he does, but humor me. If he said something, it would help if I could know what it was, so that way I could disillusion you if what he said wasn't true.
Well, I mean, he tells fairy tales of lamps and all that, but like some songs that he heard or something, I don't know.
Alright, since you're trying to skirt around it, I'm gonna need a deception roll for that.
Okay, that is fair.
Okay.
Oh, I have advantage on that.
Okay.
So that's much
Oh,
better.
that advantage really saved your goose right there.
I have a goose? Guys, we have dinner.
Well, enough on that. And what of the temple?
Alright, the temple, we found some old tablets. There's a library in there. And, I think Chimera's an ice queen?
What?
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's not a queen,
Chimera,
it's chosen.
Yeah, chosen one.
Care to explain?
Well, there was Glassy, and he was like, hey, what's going on? And, told us some tablet stuff. And, I'm gonna flash back real fast. Did we talk about how much of this we would divulge, or how much you were comfortable saying? Because I
Is
think
sound
that
like
like
you-
tell him the
there
whole
no-
thing?
yeah, there are no stakes to this one, right?
I mean, a little
Not
bit,
nearly as much as the
but
lamp
not
part, I
as
don't
much
think.
as everything else.
Yeah. The lamp part's
I
been
mean,
smooth over.
I will say with Tamsin's little thing with like don't trust the snow elves, saying that she's the champion of the snow elves might affect him a certain way.
I mean, if we're all on the same team.
That's what I keep saying, but here we are.
She seemed to be recognized in the temple as some sort of chosen one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I can't say that my people have a good history with those elves.
Well,
But of what you call the Frost Maiden herself, Stegodonis and her are quite friendly. So if you are some kind of champion of the Frost Maiden, then I see it as a good thing.
and hey,
For I am a bit of a champion, if not the champion, of Stegodonis himself. So from one champion to another, I say we should drink and play games and have fun and celebrate our upcoming battle.
Sure,
Sure.
sure.
You know what they say? Champions pay for the first round.
I've not heard that one, but that's
I
fine.
have no money.
now deception. now, I will say, I know there's a lot of rough history here, but it's the great thing about a great unifying enemy, right? We're all in it together. It's a new chance to build bridges.
That is very, very well said. I do have one concern
Mm-hmm.
about a friend we have made recently, though.
Do tell.
Atlas. He
Mhm.
spoke of having a genie lamp.
Mm-hmm.
This concerns me greatly.
Care to
I am-
elaborate? Oh, sorry.
I am concerned about maybe it's soon, maybe it's in 100 years, but sooner or later, I believe greed and the pursuit of knowledge and power will corrupt someone to take this lamp and use it. The Jinn are a very powerful elemental force. It is something that should only be messed with as a last option. And while he says that it will be a last option, I am not so sure.
Well, maybe we should Make sure all lamps are taken off the table.
I think all lamps should be secured or destroyed.
Well, we've actually been talking a little about that, and we don't think they should be used as weapons. We think they should be rehabilitated and, if they're fit to be released without, wiping a bunch of people out, then great. And do what we need to do.
That's a kind thought, young one. But it is a foolish errand. The Jinn are both powerful and cunning. You speak of rehabilitation? They would merely fake it. They would do anything they could to get free. And there's nothing stopping them from absolute tyranny, which is what they did before they were bound.
Well, let me posit this. Who in our alliance can you point to and say isn't powerful and cunning?
Compared to that of a Jinn? None of us. Not even me.
Well, maybe something we have to address down the line, but just want to put that in your ear.
Maston, with
Yes.
all due respect, the Jinn you're speaking of is of my blood. He is my ancestor. I have spoken to him in the past. And it is as you say, he is a very powerful and dangerous threat. And I do not want him unleashed on our enemies, nor more than I would want him unleashed on ourselves years or generations from now.
Then you would agree that the hands he is in right now poses a danger to all of us.
I do.
Then we should come up with a way to take it from him.
Now, Maz, that's the dangerous thought.
Mine is the dangerous thought. You're talking about potentially releasing Jinn, assuming that they're rehabilitated. Is there a more dangerous thought than that?
Well, I mean, you're talking about undermining an alliance here. I think when this whole Empire thing is done, we need to make sure as much peace can be held as possible. I don't want to start planting daggers while we're still fighting an enemy, you know? I want to keep all daggers off the table.
I agree for now that the Alliance should hold. But I believe you are capable of great things. If you were able to go to Castle Hill and come back with a curse lifted, maybe there are not limits of what you can do. If you can find a way to get this Jinn out of its hands and find a way to secure it, absolutely, non-detectable, in a place that it will never be found again, that would put my mind at a lot of ease.
Now, off the top of your head, how many Jinn do you think we could collect?
I don't know of any that need collecting other than that one. And this is not about me wanting this Jinn that Atlas has. What it's about is making sure that no one has access to it. Or at least someone that we can trust to keep it buried away forever.
Mazadon, you're someone who strikes me as someone who believes a great deal in tradition and family and holdings, ones that are important, close. And Anwar's
I
going to
do.
kind of like gesture to the totems there.
Mhm.
It's my belief that this Jin, who is of my blood, belongs with us to be kept safe. He is the one that first reached out to me.
Then you are his mark.
I wish
He wants to be freed,
I am aware.
and you are committed to not freeing him.
Not without certain precautions. As you've said, we have done many impossible things. I would like to at least try.
If you were to try this, I would insist that some of our best advisors assist you and are there to fight it if it comes to that.
To put it out of its misery is my last resort.
And
As someone
that-
who believes
That would be a tall order. But it's something that we may have to do if you're really set on setting it free. But do be aware that going down this road is as dangerous as when Atlas and his people opened up a portal to these aberrant deep creatures. What you may open may not be easily closed.
I have seen firsthand what even an aspect of his power can do. Believe me when I tell you, I do not do this without great concern. We Genasi do not have a great ancestor, an honorable god. We have stories of terrible creatures that birthed us millennia ago. I would like to see that history has a different note for us now.
Would you agree, at least, to seek counsel from those older than you before making any rash decisions should you acquire this lamp or jug?
Anyone's welcome to help. We've done similar, albeit not on this level, procedures like this in the past. Reworking the mind, processing trauma. There are very dynamic ways of tackling it. But I'm not opposed to trying any of them.
Then I will do what I can, but the reason why I caution you to seek out advice is because while you are brave and you are bold, that could also be seen as being reckless and foolish and naive. Would you not agree?
It is one of the things we're known for.
And certainly you would not want the blood of thousands on your hands.
Never. I'm trying to.
And you would certainly not want the rise of a new empire to be your own doing.
Can I insight Maz on this?
He's inciting you right now, yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. I would say while Anwar is very timid in these most interactions with the big three, but in particular Mazadon, I think he scares him more than all of them combined. There is a fire in Anwar's eyes. This is something he wants to dedicate his entire brain and resources to.
Okay.
If you can have a good ending to his people's history of blood and violence, he wants to try and fix it.
All right. He's gonna roll insight to see how much of that he gets from you, and you can go ahead and roll insight on him.
Oh, you saw it on the 18 though, right? You saw
Yeah, I saw it almost there,
Is
and then
it
it rolled
worth
over.
Flash of Geniusing that at all?
It's 13 now.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But
Yeah, his facial features don't really match that of most of the faces you're used to, and like fucking hard to read that guy.
You never get a read on that guy.
But what he is given to you pretty freely, you don't need a check for it, is just like the fucking hubris of you guys to think you can pull this off. He's giving you that for free.
For free?
While we're on the subject, Atlas, do you trust him?
Beyond the lamp thing.
I trust him as much as any ally I need to make alliances with. I trust he wants to right this wrong that he's committed. I trust that he wants to rid the Empire. I trust that he may even be a somewhat wise person in all of his years and his mistakes. But do I trust him fully? Do I trust his people? He's a part of an order of which I've never met any of them except him.
Mm.
My trust can only go so far.
And have you
Overall,
only
I
met
think
him?
I've only ever met him.
That's weird.
Do we have any idea how large this order is?
It's certainly worth meeting more of them. I mean, it would be strange if we'd only ever met you. Be terrible if we'd only ever met Lopal. Might not be so bad if we only met Tamsin, but that's beside the point.
I understand that he travels long distances. But he claims that he is capable of teleporting up to 8 people with him. My hope was that after completing this mission, you would gain his trust and get to the point where he would allow you to go to his order, assumably where they are keeping the Jinn.
And take it.
Yes.
Steal a Jinn. Now, there's an idea.
I haven't thought of that yet.
Insight.
Now, for the record, you're having some high-profile individuals, a high-profile strike team, steal from an ally.
After this mission. One war at a time. But also if we get any word that he's thinking of using this in order to finish the war, we may have to come up with new plans.
What would you do? If you had a lamp, what would you do with it?
I would keep it hidden away so that no one else could use it. And I would not risk opening it for fear that it would be able to break free of its bonds.
Could you roll me another insight check?
Yep.
+2. I'm also having you roll it because of my relationship with him.
Mhm.
There is the level of trust where it's like kind of a
You notice that he paused before he said that. You felt like there was a bit of conflict within him when he said it. It seemed like he meant it that he said it, but that there was conflict there.
Gracias.
Does Kamira want to say something?
Do I mention my fucking tinfoil hat theory that Atlas is hoarding fucking genie lamps and the whereabouts because he's being fucking mind controlled? So then he could gather everyone in a single place and wipe everyone out with a wish and use it as a sacrifice to the Great Old One? Not really. Do I want to mention that?
Theory cameo
Not
over
really.
there, huh?
But that's just a theory.
Look,
A
I have
theory
this-
that's now a DM theory. Thanks
have
for
this-
offering.
I have this tablet and it says, but also, it says he was there 500 years ago. Like, he saw the thing, like, open up into a totally other ocean, and in that ocean there were vast creatures. And then half a year ago, they closed the portal and disconnected from the Great Old One, allegedly. All we
That's
got
true.
is
None of you have
Atlas's
seen
word.
any of this. None of you have seen an order. None of you have seen anything. You'd be making all of it up.
Should be running solo right now, and he's actually being mind controlled by the Great Old One right fucking now.
You have rolled insights of
Changed my
pretty high roll before that seemed like he was on the up and up.
Yeah, but we just received evidence that we got a singular nat 20 on a singular statement, so the rest of it could have been muddy.
Yep.
So... Kimmy
It's not all
flounders
here.
for a second, like she's gonna say something, and then she's like,
So, do we have an agreement? Because if so, let's quit all this talking and start partying.
No, I got some
"Can I
business
incite
potentially
that?
in the
That
city.
doesn't sound like him at all."
Oh man, they work hard, they play hard.
You can insight that if you want.
Hey.
He's trying to get that yes for an answer, and then he's like, yeah. Look, you can also kind of tell he's getting pumped for, like, we are about to go to battle.
Oh yeah, Lopa did this too, didn't he?
With drugs.
Yeah, with drugs. Drugs.
Drugs. Baba. Drugs.
There is one other thing, though. Atlas was saying he could take 8. If he's taking you 5, who are the other 3 you want to take?
I didn't realize it was going to be our choice.
We have some allies.
Do we?
Leshe.
Yeah.
We've pissed so many people off.
You could.
No.
That tree in the bog.
We could arrange other people to lead in battle if you wanted the big 3 to join you.
This is on the Fort Moltra assault.
Yes.
I thought you guys would be leading
Mm.
armies.
Time
Oh,
out.
We can. We can.
Do they have like navies and stuff? Where are you guys fighting?
Bringing up a world map.
Listen, I feel like the second we get Lopa into a situation near Adra where like swords are swinging, he's gonna be like, "Oops," and like decapitate her.
Just talking battle stuff because he likes talking shop about that. Without going fully in character. Red things here.
I would say more likely what happens is there's one mind blast and all of the big 3 are suddenly on ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, there's going to be some forces to like attack, like where the Empire is still at. Yeah, probably going for. I should draw things to like actual strongholds that they still have here, the main city here. So, a number of things can happen. Either Cerebro brings his forces, and then Fort Moltra has less. That's one option. The other is that the forces there retreat and surround Fort Moltra, but then we can take back those lands. Or he just gets out of here entirely and goes off to fight his other battle he's apparently been preparing for. No matter what, we could take advantage of any of those three options.
Now, as much as I would like to get Lopa in a situation where he's taken off the board, that's also bringing a hell of a wild card in case we need to not do a violence right away.
Are you saying that openly to Mazadon?
No, OOC.
Oh!
OOC. Yeah. No, this isn't Hunter. Hunter doesn't sound like this at all.
Now Hunter's more like this. Hey y'all, I'm a rogue.
A little more like that. Yeah, a little more like that.
Say that again, Andrew.
That as much as I'd like to put Lopa in a situation where he could be taken off the board, bringing him into Fort Moltra at our side, he's a hell of a wild card, and like, who knows what shit could go down.
I also just don't think it's a good idea necessarily to bring the big three who are good at certain things. But we saw Lopa go up against Cerebro. He nearly got his brain eaten.
Yeah, he got mind controlled and couldn't get out. Granted, that could have happened to literally anyone with the right roles, but
He was a huge target.
I mean, definitely keeping the other two of the big three out of the picture.
I think if we're keeping one out, then we need to keep all of them out because I think they would be best suited as army people.
Tight. Should we bring Nora and have her steal intel and do whatever other shit? Have her running around the Death Star, turning off shield generators and shit.
I don't know. How strongly do we feel about Nora? Like, I know last week she was down for raiding Moltra.
She seems
I'm not
psyched.
sure.
She was very against it this session, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She might have just come and gone, honestly, at this stage.
I don't know how much.
It seemed like for a while you guys were talking about, I don't know, other potential things. So she's like dipping out till you guys figure out your shit. But I wouldn't say that she was against it all of a sudden. She's not that. I think she was like, all of your genie rehabilitation plan, she's not interested in any of that.
My thing is, I rank this by who would be the most traumatized to be brought to Fort Moltra is who we should bring. So
Tucker.
Keone,
All right, Tucker's in. He's getting his big break.
Cinder, who just escaped, and making Arantis kill people again, even though he's like, please let me only kill undead. Then we're like, no. Listen.
He said he was cool with killing Aberrants.
Oh, then even
hell,
better.
bring him back. All right. Get Arantis back on the team. Bring back Ronnie.
Bring back Ronnie. God damn it.
But like, real talk, people that have been there before and can help guide us is, I feel like, a really more important than bringing the big guns. And also, if the big guns are, if the big guns aren't on the battlefield, they'll be. I mean, Cerebro will suspect that we're doing something funny, but if they're not there, Cerebro will know something's, and he might just, I don't know, he might just leave. Or
So
else
Keone,
we'll
Arantis, are you willing to bring Keone with us on this?
I mean, I don't like the idea, and I'm not gonna lie, part of me was like, what if I lure my alternate dimension daughter here, lock her in that body, and say, time to drive?
Why do you hate her so much? Oh my God.
She's trying to take over my daughter!
She just loves you.
This is what's going on, daughter!
Hey, you want to be here? Fine, guess what? We're on D-Day, sucker.
Basically.
I can't wait until the final episode where Richard finally reveals our alignments. I know he's been keeping track of that.
I was a good person. Also, though, we keep talking about like ultimate villain shit, and I'm like, let's just keep riding this train. Choo choo. I mean, she has expressed an interest in fighting.
Mm-hmm. And she knows her way around.
And hypothetically, if she wasn't kept like in a cell or on a gurney the entire time, then yeah, she'd know her way around.
Does she still have the stuff built in her?
Yeah.
So theoretically, if there's stuff that she could plug into, I mean, Anwar could like hotwire it like he did in that baseball episode, but theoretically, between the two of them, they could like jerry rig stuff while in there together.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think knowledge is our best tool when going into unknown territory.
No, I agree. It's begrudging, but I agree.
And Ronnie's going to be good for that and for beefcake status.
And the other one would be Cinder. But again, I would really like to see Cinder face to face before we're like, yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
I don't think any of these people are going to want to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, correct, 100%.
I mean, if
100%.
he's truly okay with going back, he did, get out.
He's like, I just made my own personality. I got out of there. Everything's fine. So how about going back? What?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of was it Ant-Man 1 where it's like, Scott, I've captured you because you're a thief. Now I need you to be a thief. He's like,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not against Cinder joining so long as Cinder isn't a meat puppet right now.
Yeah.
he's just a homeless guy right now, as far as we know.
Unless,
As far as we know.
Unless Cerebro let him escape, and then, we don't know.
Yeah.
Also
Cinder could be
throwing
happy.
it out there, Cinder, when we run up against Alter Us, could be an interesting curveball, being like, guys, listen,
Look at
I
my
totally
new crew.
look.
He's not our friend, and they know it. Might be able to pull them off the bodyguard duty.
It's true.
I think if anything, it would make them confused, which could be
Right.
helpful.
Good.
Now the
Uh-huh.
the flip side to that is if it doesn't work and we have to like kill his friends in front of him, that's gonna be not great.
I mean, that's the risk.
I mean, we'll do it, but like,
I mean, and that's kind of why
I won't like
I agree
it.
with Sid. We gotta talk to him first, like, see if he wants to incur that risk.
yeah.
But at the very least, at least we, save my guy.
The other option is Pa with his gun.
I'm not bringing Paw in there.
He's got a Glock. He'll be fine.
He's got a Glock and a. I was gonna say a bum hip,
And
but
a
no, he
bad
doesn't.
attitude. Well,
And
a
isn't
little
that all we
hobo with a
need?
shotgun his way through.
Get off my lawn.
What's that movie coming out? Sisu? That's Paul now.
Oh yeah.
Let's pull Ronan out of my head. Bring him with us.
Yeah, he
Uh,
isn't doing anything.
If Ronkin wants to, we can clear his mind up and bring him too.
I mean, we'd
Listen,
have to clear his
Ronkin,
mind
I know
up
you've
first.
just been in a mental coma,
Yeah, that's a
but
whole.
we need you to go back.
He won't know any better. It's a coma. He won't even know. He'll be like, "Oh hey man, it's been 5 minutes and we're going to Moltra. Let's go."
He's like, I've been aware this
Oh,
whole time.
that's so much worse. He's had locked-in syndrome.
Oh, that's my worst
Oh,
nightmare. I have a
know,
phobia.
I know it's the worst. Ugh.
I would say, because they're in Loch Raven, right? So basically, Cinder, Ronkin, the God Egg, are all in Loch Raven Woods. Is it
Did you
still
leave the
called-
god egg there?
I thought it was a giant, huge.
Yeah, what's
egg.
Oh, right. Yeah, you guys didn't take it with you. That's right. Yep, that
But
is
it's
there.
there.
We
It is
could
there.
not fit it in the bag.
That's right. Yep.
Assuming by the time we get back, it hasn't hatched magically.
My vote would be bring Keon, Cinder, and Arantis. But in
Should we
the
have
week,
a fourth in case that one of them bails out? Who's our
Sure.
backup?
well, I don't think. I think at least two of them won't want to do it. So. But
So
I think in
we
the-
do mind control and we get them to do it anyway.
No.
It's the right thing to do.
Modern problems call for modern solutions, Andrew.
Not how
Listen,
that
we
works.
could go-
That's not how any of this
You can
works.
talk to a therapist for weeks and spend hundreds of dollars, or we can strap you down to this ritual tablet and go inside your brain and fight your literal demons, and you will be fixed. That is the moral of this campaign.
Magic.
Just to throw it out there, though, if we need another alternative and we're trying to get some like top 10 anime team ups going on here, Low Paw is an alternate. What a
Hey,
better
Ken,
way! What a better
I
way
feel
to tie that up, where he's like, "We're
in my
friends
heart-
now."
Where he'd be like, oops, natural one, and he'd just hit people.
Oh, what about your woodland boyfriend? He can
I don't
be
know
our
where he
backup.
went.
No, you don't.
We can message him.
He's ascending away.
Maybe, or he might be dead.
Or some other members of
Because he was
Tsunami.
with Ronkin. Let's get the bomb. Let the bomb rat.
Bomb Rat. We could
Bomb
get
Rat?
Bomb Rat. We
Bomb
could get
Rat.
Pinky.
Rat.
We could get the lady whose kid died, because she'd be like, "I'm ready to fight too." You know,
We
like.
should get the ogre
might
that
be good.
Audra cut his foot off.
He has a name.
Oh
I
yes.
just don't remember
Let's
it.
get the guy whose foot I cut off. That random ogre.
No,
Stubbs.
he died. He died in one of the battles.
He did.
Oh
die
hey,
later.
Gangrene.
Yeah,
was
he
reading-
did die in the raid of Lopa's hometown.
Mhm.
I was reading.
How
through his
goes that
tablet.
bum foot?
Let it be known
And
that Audra maybe
Finn
killed him.
Parrish is running around somewhere. So
What?
if we call Finn
Canonically?
Parrish, he's mentioned in the tablets, unless
The
Richard,
3,000-year-old tablets.
unless
Oh, yeah.
Richard was just fucking around and just
No,
writing
that's-
things.
no, that's
I
there,
mean,
but
he
it's
like- but it's
existed at some
history.
point.
That is there.
Guys, that makes sense.
I
All
don't
we
care.
do
We raised
is
the
we
dead.
find a time machine. We go back 3,000 years. We get Finn. We get Duel. We get Kadash. We get Lena. We raid it up. Let's do this. Let's do this, bitch.
Double team. Double team.
Hello, tentacle ladies. Oh man.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that made three.
Hey,
We
you
can
know
try
what?
that.
Actually, though, do you know what else we could totally bring with us?
The Tarask that rolled up in the north at one point.
No. Like, but actually, though, now that we're like kind of rolling in it a little bit, at least one for 1 hour, we could have a celestial fight with us.
We could have two, or
Audra-
not a celestial. Sorry, I the other thing, the Fey person.
What's the Fey person?
I can't.
You can summon someone with a spear.
Oh yeah. Sorry. And then I can call in.
You can summon a celestial with your spear.
and I
Oh,
can
is that
call in-
considered a Fey?
I don't know how yours works, but
Planar
mine-
ally.
Oh, that's right. And I have that list of people that was in the
Mine
text
is
list, too.
Summon Celestial, which is a 1 hour concentration spell, but there'll be a thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
no,
was
no, I'm
that.
sorry, I am thinking of Planar Ally. That is what I
There was that
thinking of.
list of various devas of
Mhm.
Oro that you could potentially look into
Yeah, sorry.
summoning.
Planar Ally is the
Is
one I was
Summer-
thinking of, because that's the better one. And it's, as a rule of thumb, a task can be measured in minutes, requires a payment worth 100 gold per minute, or 1,000 gold per hour, which can stack up to 10 days. So we could hire an Angel Merc for 10,000 gold for a full day.
Wait a minute. It
Well, good
goes
thing we
from
got that money
100
now.
an hour to 1,000, like
Well, no,
wait,
that's a
100 a
discount.
minute for 1,000 per hour.
Yeah, it's technically a discount, is it not?
Yeah,
Whatever.
and
Anyways, we can
and
do
the
it. It's an
staff
option.
the staff gives you a better, like, more favorable negotiations on that too.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of people I can reach out to by name, like Fenris.
Is it concentration? I think it's just a thing you do. But yeah, the one thing I would say that's better than summoning one planar ally.
I'm saying.
I was gonna say something. Oh, I was thinking like if we went back to the dragon and we're like, listen, we got a job for you, dragon.
Audra
We
can't
don't.
summon a planar ally yet, right? Still need one more level.
With one more level.
Like we have plenty of money to
But like we said, we could potentially grind another one out before we wrap this
convince a
campaign up.
dragon.
Which also, I can do a 6th level slot and basically go Super Saiyan. I can just become the Celestial for a minute or whatever it is, which is pretty dope.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's basically a little, it's like a toned down Paladin Nova that I can do as a cleric, which is pretty dope.
So does that answer your question, Richard?
Yeah, so Mazadon's gonna be like, so if you want us, I'm open to it, but we're also very happy on the battlefield.
I think you guys should be there on the battlefield. If nothing else, in case we fail, at least you guys will succeed.
Right, putting everybody in a singular area might be kind of devastating.
Completely understood, just thought that I would offer. So, have we talked enough for one night?
Yep.
Excellent. So, let's go. Audra, I hear you will arm wrestle anyone.
Yes.
Shall we do it at the tavern?
In front of everybody? Hell yeah.
She looks around at the party. Yes.
I don't get what this is, but
I was
okay.
told to do it by Cammy earlier. I don't understand it either.
Okay.
I think
Ah,
Cammy and
so-
Hunter are both cracking up behind, like,
Look at this kid.
I can't believe it.
Mazadon has very little interest in
I'm about to arm wrestle this.
more eastern places like the White Whale with their crazy club music and stuff. He's gonna go to more of an old school tavern with all sorts of totems carved into it and stuff. Is anybody gonna insist like, no, we want to go to the White Whale, or are they just following him?
I'll make it clear, like, I've got to pop out to the White Whale for a thing, but I'll be back.
He'll be back. All right. So let's do this thing with Audra real quick. So.
Oh, I'm staying
We'll
for
get
that
down there.
one round. I'm gonna have my first drink here, watch this arm wrestling.
Alrighty then. Puts his arm down. What's a drink, Audra?
Anything strong, preferably bitter.
1, 2 bitter ales.
We want to make sure this is the most fun for both of us, right?
Yes. Yeah, of
Excellent.
course. What do you speak of?
She's gonna clang the gauntlets, and then Big Audra sits down across the barrel or whatever it is.
Ooh, all right, making it a real challenge now. And everybody just kind of marvels, like, dang, there's somebody in this place that's bigger than Maz. Like,
I
and
don't
then
think that-
people
is
start
that-
to gather around, being like, "Let's see it."
I don't think I technically get I think he's still, or maybe even with that, right?
No. When you're big, you're.
Oh, I guess I double in all
You're
dimensions, yeah.
categorized as large.
I
He's
guess I do
still
actually get
technically
bigger, yeah.
medium. He's like
Yeah.
the max amount of what medium can be.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well,
So he's gonna. All right, let's go. And so
Audra does the
he's
same.
gonna freaking Hulk out. His muscles just gonna like bulge up at time as he rages. And so contested rolls.
All right. Mine's gonna be an acrobatics check. All right, contested athletics, yeah.
Yep, contested athletics.
All right.
There we go.
Man, it would be an amazing time for a nat 20, but I got a 14, which ain't gonna work. Yeah, he got a
Nah, he's got a
27.
27. Boom.
Do we like break through the table with that?
I think you're able to get enough that it doesn't do that, but still, he slams down.
Audra puts down
Fuck yeah!
Audra puts down a gold. Ryan, why?
No, at the table.
Flash of genius to the. All right, Audra puts down a gold. 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. All right.
I'm about to blow all 10,000 of my gold on. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, but she does want to go one more. Also, because Tony kind of wants to see the table break, just because that'd be fun.
Alrighty. Here we go again.
Oh.
Hey, there you go.
What the dude? Oh, okay. Those are Richards.
Oh.
Okay, that's a 22 to a 17.
To an 18.
To an 18, yeah, sorry.
But yeah. Next one. What the fuck? Just what?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're really 2 out of 3. Here we go.
Big 4, big 4, big 4.
Okay.
Gotta be a 23.
You just gotta get a 19 again.
Yeah, I know. No, I'd have to get a nat 20.
Whoa!
Well done.
It's like you're really going for it.
Oh, I gotta show the roll.
So that's matching 23s.
Yeah, but mine's a nat 20.
Yep. So you guys are going for it and going for it and going for it.
Guys,
And he's like-
that might be the first time in my life I have audibly gasped.
It just since technically you're tying, you're just going for it so much, and like everybody's watching for a bit, and then finally he gives way. You just got this inspiration, like the Becoming just kind of has his hand on yours, just, and then he put it down. Everybody's like, "Holy shit! That woman just beat Maz!"
We do the, like immediately after, it's like the celebration, but like, it's not even like half a second turn to when she like turns right to him and then just like goes in for like the big, like, oh, like chest bump together. Like, we just did that.
Who are you doing the chest bump to?
To Maz, if he'll accept
Oh,
it. If
he's not accepting that. He's kind of like sticking out his tusks at you. He looks freaking pissed. You just embarrassed him in front of all these people.
I look him dead in the eyes and I say, prepare. I'm just kidding.
All right.
I slide the gold to him, and I say, for buying me the last drink. Let me get this round.
Let's play another game, shall we?
Yeah,
It's just gonna keep going until Audra's dead.
Let's play the game where we each hold hands, and one has to hit the other in the hand, and then the other hits the other back, and we keep on hitting each other until one gives up.
In the hands? Back of the hands.
Do you think you have more HP than?
Absolutely not. But this
That's
is.
the
But you're.
question.
Are you asking me or are you asking Audra?
And unarmed strike is strength +1 plus rage.
Less rage.
I mean, it's gonna be non-lethal. I'm not gonna die from hand hits.
Unless.
Cut back to Hunter when he punched you in the gut and
That's
you felt
true.
necrotic damage.
Audra is going to look to her party members like. Do I keep going?
The whole crowd is going like, "Oh shit, he's really throwing down now." Like everybody sees that he is pissed.
Yeah.
It's your game.
What do you say, Audra? Tough enough?
I'm gonna this. How did you make that fast?
I found a template.
All right, hold on. I gotta.
Would that be the title card?
Hold on, where it is? There we go, so I can show the. There you go. I full screened it for the chat. Oh man. Okay. Okay. All right. Odds she walks away. Even she does it. Because
Okay.
I'm honestly not sure. Okay. She kind of. Okay. But no 2 out of 3 on this one. This is just
Deal.
the one thing.
All right.
Use your rune damage against him, I dare you.
I have to.
That would kind of be. Oh man.
I'm experiencing my villain
Actually-
arc this evening.
So for this, you
Actually-
don't.
But I can use my
Actually-
con to save
Use your-
damage.
Well, you can use your radiant once per turn.
I can technically, Richard.
Villain arc, let's go.
Richard, when we activate our runes, what exactly is the wording? Is it just like I tack it on almost like a precision die, or is it like a activation thing, or what?
Do you remember you have to get that
Yeah,
return?
you can use whatever charges you have to tack on the damage if you hit.
Got it.
And in this case, you guys are agreeing to allow the other to hit you, basically.
Yeah.
So
just damage.
you don't have to roll to hit. We're just rolling damage here.
All right. Okay.
Let me just make sure I got the language on this correct.
I'm not gonna lie. That was probably my top moment in this entire campaign, though. That arm wrestling right there. I don't think
That was good.
That truly, like, that is Audra arc complete.
Oh.
Right there.
You can't add radiant. It has to be a weapon or a cantrip.
You're right. Yeah.
But you can blow through all your runes if you want, I guess.
I'll allow, even though it technically says weapon, I'll allow it, even though it's not.
Just for rule
weapon.
pool.
Yep.
All right.
You should be allowed to smack people with radiance.
He's
thought.
gonna hit you with necrotic, so I think it's only fair that
Alright.
you can hit him with radiant.
Yeah.
That's a cool.
That's fair.
vice
All right,
versa
I'll just,
thing
I'll just
going.
track it on my sheet here, so you don't have to give me a token or anything.
Okay.
I have an even 100, and I know he has more, but 100's still a nice round number for this. All right, is he being a gentleman and letting Audra go first, or what?
You don't have any resistances to anything, right?
I do if I use my other runes.
Resistance to what?
It's just damage reduction.
Okay. But nothing in particular. I just
No,
want to make
no,
sure.
like if he's hitting me with
Well,
necrotic, I'm still taking the
yeah.
necrotic. If that's like what you're asking, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I just have to write this out. Is it like /R or R/? How do you roll in the chat?
And then however you do it, yeah.
/R.
This is gonna be so bad. I know it is.
And you don't have to go till you're down. Like you could
Oh,
just
yeah,
you
I
can
can-
tap out whenever.
Well, it might be like after this first hit, she's like, no. I
Okay.
can see you.
Okay. So
All right.
this damage that I
me.
roll will be total,
Okay.
which will include bludgeoning and necrotic altogether.
Okay.
So you want to roll first? He'll let you hit first. Like, go ahead, you hit first. I welcome it.
All right. So it's unarmed strike.
You will need to separate out the unarmed versus the radiant.
Sure, that's fine. Are we allowing my extra D6 for being big?
Yeah,
Okay. Just verify.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. No, get everything you got.
Okay. All right. D6. You do get strength, right?
It's 1
Yep.
plus strength plus d6 plus radiant.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thanks. I don't know that I've ever thrown in unarmed strike in all the years we've been playing this. So, all right. So 4 is 1 plus strength. plus a d6 from the actual punch. No. My d6 is my big d6, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then the radiant, and then the thunder from the rune.
Okay.
And
How many times can you do that under?
3 times.
Only
And
3 times.
4 is radiant.
21. The 4 is the radiant. Everything else is just regular.
Yes. 8 is
Okay.
8 is thunder.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know he's
With
I
that
know
extra thunder and radiant, he's like,
right, because he's raging.
far more impressive than I give you credit for. And then followed by him.
Okay, but check this out. But check this out though. It's
And that you take all the. Oh wait, no. So you're gonna reduce
no,
that.
I don't because. Oops. Just to see how if she can take a little more. I reduced that by 11
Ooh, all right.
with my other rune.
Okay, so that was a total of 12 to you,
Mm-hmm.
and for him that was a total of the 5 and the 4 are regular.
Yes.
Okay, so that makes it a 2 and a 2, so 4. So that makes it 16. So yeah, you actually hurt him more than he hurt you that time. It's like, all right, you got more than I thought. So
I know
go
this
again.
won't work in the long term, but we're just gonna see what Audra can do. You know.
Yep.
All right. Oops. Okay, and same deal. It's 7 radiant, 4 thunder.
Another really solid hit. He's like, man, there's something about this woman. And then he hits back.
Oh man! All right.
He is impressed that in just sheer damage you're putting out is very close. Technically, at this point, surpassing.
Yeah.
As he hits you and you just withstand a whole lot of it.
And I take that down to a single-digit 9 damage.
All right. Very impressive. But remember, it's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Let's keep on going.
If there's a way to, if you want to TLDR this at some point, Richard, let me know. So we don't.
Yeah, I mean, we can keep on doing this, but are you gonna do this until you expire all 6 of your runes that you got?
It would basically be one more round of this.
Okay. So another round goes. We could each do ours just to see
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because I don't want to just like make
Yeah.
sit around. So that's me punching him. Be 7 radiant, 9 thunder, and reducing what he hit to take that down to 18 that time.
Take it down to 20, you mean, right? Sorry, no, 10. Okay, I see. Yeah, take it down to 18. So he's definitely starting to chip away at you, and then after they're gone, he just starts like you've ran out of what you can really like. You start hitting less hard, like your thunder goes away, and then when he starts hitting you, it starts really hurting. What do you do at some point when you realize like he's just got a huge advantage on you, and you know that you're not gonna be able to win?
I mean, whatever the tap out symbol is, like at some point she'll just do like the, all right, no more. That's the last one.
It'll just be like, yeah, and like with his big trunk, just kind of thing.
And she'll reach out for the Spartan handshake.
And he will do it.
Yeah.
Be like,
as they're
Audra.
And as they Spartan handshake, she goes, "Now remember, between that and the arm wrestling, we're tied."
2 out of 3 then.
Oh no!
Some other time.
some other time then.
Maybe
We'll
when
do
this
it.
is all over and we don't need to save our strength for anything else.
Let's
Drink
do a
again.
full spar next time then. 1v1 to whoever faints first.
I guess there'll be nothing to lose at that point, right?
So with that, you'll see that a bunch of people are cheering, and he'll be like, "You are far more impressive than I gave you credit for, Audra." And after all that, you see, kind of as the crowd's kind of cheering and people going wild, like, "Holy shit! I can't believe all that happened!" You see, like, past everybody else, off in the distance, you see Thompson looking at you, just being like, "Yeah." Senpai has noticed you.
All right.
And so with that, I'll just cover a couple other things and then call it a night. Hunter, when you went over to the White Whale and started searching for, I believe it's a bag of holding, and what else were you looking for? Some magical studded leather.
Some sort of upgrade there, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get some information that points you towards a gnome tailor who used to work in this little area, but he's has recently moved down to Riverbed because things are starting to get a little too crazy for him here. So likely you can find the things you're looking for in Riverbed, again with a gnome tailor. I'll give you a name later. Let's see. Rain got all of the ink that she needed, and she has been scribbling away, copying down spells. Is there anything else that people want to do in Holbeck before moving on? Are you moving on to Riverbed next? Are you going somewhere else? What are you guys doing? I think Riverbed has the stuff that Hunter's looking for. If that's where Cinder is. I don't know if you have anywhere else that you want to go besides Riverbed right now.
I gotta get my runes recharged.
There it is. That's what I was
Okay.
gonna ask, how far away that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could walk over there for
Cool.
starters, because yeah, you just exhausted all your runes,
Yep.
so be good to get a recharge there.
I think after that, I think Stem Garden is closest, right? So maybe we could try to hunt down Cinder
Sure.
and not get murdered by Flash Iron Pan as we cross the lake
I was
again.
gonna say we can find out who tried to assassinate us.
That's true.
Yeah.
That would be rad because
So-
I would sleep better at night
What's
knowing
our-
who tried to kill us in the
Yeah.
water.
Our Fort Moultrie checklist is, for now, it's Cinder, Orontis, and who was the third?
Keon.
Keon.
Keon. Okay, so
It's Riverbed.
right. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, never mind. My bad.
Cinder's in Riverbed, and then the two others are at in the Loch Raven, right?
Keon is at
at home.
Kami House, so
Mhm.
she's
Which
in
is-
between Riverbed and Lochraven.
So we can
So,
so we can
yeah,
make
they're
a
kind of
pass to get all three.
all on that way.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Dope. Well, we're maybe doing just an all fair one shot between us next week, right? Because we're not streaming.
Yep.
Then the week after that, we can take care of some business, and then Audra will be gone for an episode, and she will make full plate armor for the folks while she's doing that.
Cool.
Nice.
Which, by the way, just mathematically, since mine's half price and just divvying out the discount, it's $12.50 gold for the heavy armor folks. Just FYI.
Alrighty.
If you want to
Richard.
take that out of your inventory.
Yep.
What are the with the connections with the dwarves and giants and all the different smithers and tinkers? What are the odds Anwar could get Mithril for a fully upgraded artificer armor suit
There you
to
go.
really bring it home?
That is a good question. I'll get an answer for you that by next week.
Okay.
I want to think it through and see what would the best thing be.
Okay.
It might be you might get a lead here in Holbeck before you go, or it might be somewhere else. I will. get
Yeah,
back to
I
you,
was
let you know.
thinking, if not in Holbeck, if we're going to stop off at the rune place with all the giant forgers, then maybe they would have a good lead.
That's possible. Yep.
If we're doing a bit of shopping, Richard, Audra will also buy back a health potion for Anwar and one for, was it Rain who gave her the other one in the Ice Temple? don't remember.
Chimera.
Chimera. Yeah.
Yep, you could definitely get health potions and hold back.
I will buy those back for them.
Okay.
Right?
I still have my superior from like our second session.
Yeah, I was gonna say now you got some major money. If you wanted to spend more, you could
Yeah, you know
potentially
what?
on better
make
potions.
them. I was gonna say, we'll return back with interest. I'll buy them both a greater. That way they get
Ooh.
something back better. You know,
Oh.
I'm building back better.
Alrighty. All right. Well, that's it for
an
tonight,
episode.
folks.
All right.
All right.
That was thanks for indulging me on that arm wrestling match, y'all. Honestly, I know we've been in endgame for a couple weeks now, but Audra beating Maz in arm wrestling feels like real endgame stuff.
Oh yeah. Audra's arc is complete. Senpai noticed her arm wrestling against Maz nat 20 for the tie up for the cinch.
I gotta clip that out because that was literally like I said, I don't think I've ever audibly gasped before, but that was like
It was like literally you needed a nat 20 to do it, and you got the nat 20.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way. But I'm like, if he does, it'd be hype.
Yeah,
I know, right? Ma, thanks for coming. All right. Okay. That's an episode. We won't see folks next week, but we'll see them the week after. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.